to recap where we last left off, the party, having succeeded in their trials, took some time to rest and recover from the tribulations of the arena floor and find out a little bit about, well, what are the benefits of this now? What else do we get? Which they did indeed do by sending a few of them over to the Freelance Association and speaking to Aiden about, what are our additional benefits? One of them being they now have access to the balcony above the bar and tavern area inside of the Freelance Association, which is really reserved for like the upper echelon, the VIPs, basically AA and above. So they now are among a group of more elites. Poor Oscar, all by himself. Yes.
Oscar, reach out for me.
Never let go, Logan. Never let go.
Oh, jeez. And besides finding that out, they also found out that, yes, indeed, there are rooms that are available for higher levels. They are limited in number, but they are very, very well appointed, and perhaps that is something they can aspire to in the future. Additionally, during that point in time, while that was going on, I believe, was it Ajax and Persephone went to the library?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys went to the library looking for 2 bits of information. One, you were looking for information on the route again, and Persephone was looking for information on portals.
I think I was actually looking for information on how to translate.
Oh, that's right. You were looking
he
at
was
translation
the scroll.
information.
Unsuccessfully.
She was looking for
that
root-
is true.
Root and portals was hers, I think.
Yeah, she looked for route and portals. You looked for translation. And unfortunately, you did not find much, but what you did learn is that the language that is on those scrolls that you found and what's in the book, the symbols, all of that is a base or root language to Fey and actually several other languages, but Fey, is most tied to it. Similarly, like Latin and all of the Latin-based languages. So it is a language that no one really speaks anymore.
You said it was tied to Sylvan, right?
Tied to Fey, and Fey is Sylvan, basically.
Not that I would know, I wasn't there, but...
You were there in spirit.
In
Yes.
spirit, and I also translated the first page in spirit. This took way too long, and I can't decipher shit. It's like, vive
But you did,
Ruta.
yes, but you did accomplish some of the translation. Now it's up to figuring out what
It's up
that
to
means.
this guy to roll good on history,
Yes.
or maybe this guy.
Well,
I
he
should
has-
have made my character a pig brain before.
Yes, he has a
Wish I
little
had known.
more.
I'd be spending most of my
Yes.
character's time
Do you have the
translating.
cantrip guidance?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
You better look, because it's very useful.
It's
But
very
anyway,
No, I did not take guidance.
but additionally,
additional.
in addition to the research in the library, Tomer and Gold, and I think you were with them at the time, possibly, went and...
If we went to pick up the mission, I was there to help.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. You went and you saw this mission posted on the board at the guild, took it and brought it up to Aiden and asked some questions about it, where he told you would need to go and see the contact, whose name is Aaron Nesna. And he, went through and signed some papers and brought out a whole bunch more papers and handed them over to Gold and said, you're going to need this stuff. Because you are apparently, we're going to have to head into Eknot, the hoity-toity area
We love
Hoity-toity.
where all the nobles are, which is its own kind of walled-off, gated community kind of thing, and they don't like outsiders.
This is the perfect place to run.
So you decided, we're going to go up there, but first let's go to the tavern in the Freelancers Association and enjoy some of our new benefits. Go up to the balcony and have a few drinks.
Benefits.
Yes, where as you get up there, you find that the drinks are a bit pricey up here, but damn, they're good. Not only that, there are a few people up here, including one that catches Leon's eye, D.
Nuts.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Okay.
These guys.
So
These guys.
you see D is up there, and you elect, hey, I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to talk to her. And at which time Tomer and Gold decided they were going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, hey, bartender, yeah. What kind of drinks does D like? Yeah. Or more specifically, what does she not like? Yeah. Send one of those over there saying it's from him. Okay. Which they did.
Yeah.
And, it was, it made things interesting for a bit.
Now, the
But-
It must have
awesome
worked,
thing
though.
is that they might have fucked with Leon, but Leon wasn't the only one getting fucked with.
Oh, no.
If you know what I mean.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, because the nice thing about everything is, despite the fact that your friends were messing with you, due to your skill with your glib tongue and your personality and your way with
Yeah?
people.
In other
The
words,
skill
my,
with your tongue. Huh?
my
Yes.
skill with the blade.
Yeah. Due
tongue
to
is
your
awesome.
way with people,
A lot of solo action with that one.
you actually managed to kind of find a little bit of an in the conversation, work your way into that inn, and not too long, found yourself sitting down sharing drinks with T and actually having conversation. As you had conversation, you continued to have drinks. Eventually, Tomer and Gold said, you know what? Let's let our boy be. Let's let him do his thing. He seems to be getting on well. And they decided, you know what? It might be a bit late, but fuck it. We're gonna go and find out what's going on. Let's head back to the Honey Pot Inn where we're supposed to meet everyone, and then we'll see about going and finding this Aaron Nesmith and seeing what this mission's all about. So while they were off to do that, Leon decided, nope, I'm enjoying dinner and drinks right here with Dee, who we found out his real name is Dolores. And she said, if you ever tell anyone, well, let's just say you better not.
What cursed knowledge.
Yes.
Say my name, Dolores.
No! But, needless to say, after the drinks, the good conversation, and all of that, Leon found a new place to spend the night.
Sex.
Fade to black.
And, Leon, I need a Constitution save.
Constitution.
Wow!
Okay.
She's gonna make you.
She's a dominatrix. You hear the whip snap in the background.
You're a
Roll it
bottom.
constant.
Lord help me.
You're a bottom.
We're either hoping for a nat 1 or a nat 20.
You're a bottom.
That's a 12 in total.
Okay.
You're a bottom.
Power bottom.
Power bottom.
And now I will need a performance check.
Oh.
Again, we're either hoping for a nat 1 or a nat 20, whichever one's funnier.
Oh, helicopter.
She touches your leg and you.
Just helicopter.
Oh!
And I changed
Alright.
in my pants.
That's close to a nat 20. That's 25.
25.
Jesus.
Okay, so, while the activities do not last as long as you would like, she seems extremely satisfied with...
They call me the rapier.
Yes,
Ooh,
with
That's
wait,
the.
hold on.
Hold
That-
on.
that's
Hold
the
on.
borderline.
Whoa,
We're at the borderline.
Rewind.
Yep, that's me.
But, yeah, she seems very satisfied, and you both actually pass out, both due to the strenuous activity and the drinks that you have been filling yourselves with all night. You wake up in the morning, and, my friend, I would really, really love to see a perception check.
Perception? Oh boy, she's stealing from me, isn't she?
She robs you of your virginity.
She leaves.
Do I get
before
that
morning.
back?
The card has been punched, son.
Should I close up the fucking tab? Okay, that's a 20, dirty.
Dirty 20.
It was pretty dirty as well, you know.
As you're getting up to leave in the morning,
Uh-huh.
she is also getting up as well, and she is putting her like like a robe, almost like a bathrobe, and you kind of realize, holy shit, this is a really nice room. This is one of the high-end rooms that they have for the elite in the Freelancers Association. This is a fucking suite. This is gorgeous. And you're kind of taken aback by this place. It's like, wow. And, she kind of throws a robe on, a silken robe. And as she gets up and starts to walk away, she kind of looks back over her shoulder. And she says, I'm busy the rest of the day. Maybe I'll see you later, but for now, please, leave me to my privacy.
Of course, I have business to attend to.
Okay? And as you then walk out of the room, you think you caught something out of the corner of your eye. You weren't exactly sure. And it takes you a moment to realize that as you're already out the door closed behind you, and you're walking down the hall, before you realize she had a tattoo right on the kind of the back of her right shoulder, just above the shoulder blade. It was small.
It's cursed knowledge.
But that looked a lot like a bird in flight.
Bird in flight. Can you tell me what kind of bird?
Give me a nature check.
Nature? Ooh, that's like a fat +1.
It was a pelican.
We get nat 20s in this house.
That's fucking
We do not get nat 20s in this house. 13.
13. You're not exactly sure. Could be a swallow.
It was. That's what I was thinking.
It was what?
Swallow these nuts!
That wasn't a setup. Jesus. But no, it could have been a swallow. Could have been a robin.
Could it perhaps have been a nightingale?
Maybe. You don't know.
Okay.
But that's kind of what you notice, and it just it's confusing at first. You're still feeling the effects of the heavy night of drinking too, so you're a little fuzzy. But that's what you saw what you think you saw.
Bird.
Okay.
Boy.
Then
Boy.
that's kind of new information, but at the same time part of the recap, because as the rest of the group managed to meet in the Honeypot Inn for dinner, Persephone decided, I'm going to have some fun. And she actually ended up, Leon had his fun. Persephone had twice the fun. We'll just say that.
Maybe 3 times.
Maybe 3 times. I don't know. But then the rest of the group, Gold, Ajax, and Tomer, decided it may be late, but
No time.
there's no time like the present. We need to go and find out what's going on with this. So they made their way up to Eknot late in the evening and managed to find the offices of Nesmith, and Goldberg, which turned out to be an attorney's office.
Only Gold did that.
Yeah, only Gold did that.
Yeah.
But when he entered in, surprisingly, even at the late hour, it was indeed open, and there was people there. Seems like, it was still kind of operating quite late. But he enters in and is directed to Aaron Nesmith, a little halfling lawyer. He informs Gold that I represent some clients. The clients are, they each have a missing daughter. They want this taken care of on the down low. So, that being the case, I need to go over some things with you, have you sign some confidentiality paperwork, blah, 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 which he does. And then from there, they eventually make their way over to the home of the kind of the lead client, the one who's organizing the efforts, Lord Valoris. Lord Valoris, when they arrive at the estate, they are let in by the butler through the back, and Gold did notice that they might be being followed. Somebody might be on their butt. But they ended up entering into the estate and speaking with Lord Valoris, who was a high elf and a noble in high standing, who informed them that his daughter and the daughters of Lord Karagus and Lord Onrus, 2 of his close friends and sometimes erstwhile business associates, their daughters were also missing. All 3 of the girls are friends, and all 3 are gone. They have been gone for approximately 2 days. The last one seen was actually Lord Valoris' daughter, Ivasa, who was seen about noon 2 days ago, around that time, in her room. But since then, nobody has actually laid eyes on her. The other girls were actually a little bit before that. That was the last time someone saw them. But the nearest they can tell is it's been about 24 hours, or 48 hours, 2 days, since the girls have been taken. He then began to belittle Gold a little bit.
The last name, right?
The others in the party aren't quite
Actually
sure,
forgot
especially
the
you,
last
since you're
name.
not there.
Oh, shout! That's not it.
But the others
Get 'em,
in the
boys.
party are not quite sure why, but it seems like he looks down upon Gold in particular. But accepts that they are from the Freelance Association, your group is, and that therefore you must have at least some kind of credentials to be able to take on this mission. And you've signed all the paperwork for confidentiality, so you're good to go. You are then led to the scene of the crime. His daughter, Ivasa's bedroom, where you see it torn apart. This is clearly the bedroom of a noble's daughter. There are fine silks covering the bed. It is a fine canopy bed with draperies that are embroidered and beautiful coming off of it. Okay? There is the furniture. Looks like it is built of solid wood, beautifully hand carved, with intricate details. Some parts of it painted to accentuate those details, and others bejeweled or adorned in other ways, maybe with gold leaf or some kind of embossing or engravings. It's a beautiful room, or at least it was. Now it is destroyed. The canopy around the four-poster bed is torn in several places, portions of it on the ground. The silk sheets are half on, half off the bed. A few tears in them as well. From this initial look, you're estimating possibly a knife or some other sharp tool. On the ground, strewn all about the place, are clothes as well. Furniture is smashed in different places. Some still standing, others obviously rifled through. And among the clothes on the floor, there are some blood splatters, and some of the more delicate clothing items are there and are torn. Oh, we're such grown-ups, aren't we? Okay.
None of us.
None of us. Okay.
Yeah, we're kids.
So, that is where you two and Gold find yourselves as Lord Valoris says, "This is where we found this room, in this state. We have not touched it since." Immediately after that was when I contacted Attorney Nesmith. I also had, heard word right about the same time that Lord Karagas and Lord Onrus found similar scenes.
Timing.
Yeah, they were timing this. Found similar scenes in their daughters' rooms. Okay?
Similar scene, your timing is
Yes.
perfect.
You can stop stalling. We're here.
We're not stalling,
We're
actually.
actually getting to the.
I know.
we're
you're
just
fine.
getting
We were
into it.
listening.
Yes, we just got through
Also,
the recap and just was getting into that.
Yeah.
whoever the hell is just playing with their fucking dice, that shit is so loud on stream.
Oscar, how can you do this? Oscar and definitely not Daniel. What?
Yeah, Zach Dice.
Yeah, that's one loud dice tower you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, have a dice.
I was, I was
Yeah.
hearing
What
that
the fuck?
I was hearing that I sounded a
Anybody
little
except
quiet on the
Daniel.
stream.
What was it?
I was hearing that I sounded a little quiet on the stream.
know what?
That a couple
Oh,
minutes
well,
ago.
in comparison to the sharp noises that come, yeah.
In
Yeah, 'cause
comparison
you
to the
can-
dice.
Fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
this
You
is
can
super
hear
quiet.
the,
See, I'll prove it.
The
Oh,
rain
Daniel, you
coming
could put
through
it-
the
Oh, right.
thing.
It's like a silencer.
No, lift the lid and
Also,
put the dice tower
this
there.
will
No,
help
because
a
last
little
time I
bit.
did that, it rolled super bad. I'm
Try
actually
it.
rolling.
Zach, you wearing the sleeveless
Well, I don't
shirt
know if it's
today.
the rain or that.
I know, but I
here,
just turned it
but
to
I
yeah.
just rolled an 18.
No, I know, but just in general, I don't know which one it is.
Okay,
6.
All right, so let's keep the dice rolling to when it's time to roll dice, or at least do it just in the dice tray, not in the dice tower.
That's why I told you to put the dice tower in the freaking padded
Yeah.
thing.
Well, that still doesn't help the noise of the.
It's just clink, clink, clink.
I did that
Alright.
so much last session. I feel bad now.
All right, let me close the door.
So the other room, the other rooms were exactly left the same way Lord Valorous.
They were trashed.
Same,
They were also trashed.
same aspect. Like were they?
You haven't been there, and he
Well, we're
doesn't
gonna-
know.
Yeah, we're gonna go there next. I'm
He,
just
he
curious.
doesn't know. You would have to investigate there, but he says simply to all of you, to you three, Gold, Tomer, and Ajax, that this is how the room was discovered, and after discovering it this way, they didn't touch anything. They contacted Attorney Nesmith, found out as well that Lord Karagas and Lord Onrus were dealing with their daughters missing as well, and their daughter's room was ransacked. And then they immediately put into the paperwork and everything get going to clandestinely put out a help from the Freelance Association without attracting tons of attention or, shall we say, press. And having things leak out. There isn't necessarily a want to have the Kyver Gazette going, noble girls missing, anything like that. So they wanted things kind of on the down low. And that is why you kind of had to jump through a little bit of legal hoops to get some paperwork extra from the attorneys before even meeting with Lord Valorous. But at that point he says, unless you have any questions for me, I will leave you to do what it is you do. Or choose whatever you wish. I would like this matter resolved as quickly as possible. My daughter should return safely, as that of my compatriots, their daughters,
Of course.
as quickly as possible.
Yes.
That's why we're here this afternoon.
And quiet.
Got it.
Looks
If
at
you
my
need me, I will
spell
be in the study. Corlan will direct you to where to go or take you there as needed and help you as you should request. Corlan, he nods towards his manservant and walks back down the hall towards his study where you came from before.
Is the manservant in the room with us?
Yes.
Making sure we don't do anything weird.
Julie.
I wanted to do something weird.
No.
No, I wanted to go into werewolf form so I could match my claw marks to that to see if it's similar.
You can't just
I
like,
think you
turn
could do
your
that
hand
without
in.
turning into a werewolf. You would know what your claw was.
Yeah, I was gonna
Actually, yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty decent.
You
Uh,
know
split up
the
and look
span
for
of your
clues.
claws and what they look
Yeah,
like.
so I'm gonna do an investigation check.
Fred, you go
on
with Daphne. I'll go with Scoop.
Oscar, if you could scooge just a tad to your
Left?
no, actually,
Two
you're all
or
good.
away
You're all
from
good.
it.
3
You're all
hops
good.
this
You're all
time.
good. You guys are all good.
Right foot, let's go.
Yeah, I had to move a little bit to the right because I saw myself out of
Yep.
frame.
No, you're all good.
I'm gonna do an investigation check on.
I will assist.
You now have advantage.
I already had advantage no matter what.
Well,
that's only
again,
for
it's
I'm
there's
proficient.
certain.
No, I'm proficient with advantage.
You're
I know,
proficient
but
with
again-
advantage.
Again,
No, investigation.
What kind of
No,
character
he's
sheet you got
proficient
there,
with
boy?
I know, but remember,
I thought
the advantage you get
I thought
is to recall information about fae, fiends, or undead.
for,
and that's from
why the
Hunter's
dot's
Bane.
there.
Yes.
Proficiency
If you
does not
click on it-
equal
So dumb.
advantage.
Yeah, proficiency means you're proficient with it. The advantage you get is based on something specific, and for you, your advantage in investigation is only when you're investigating information about fae, fiends, or undead.
All right,
And that's
I'll-
because
I'll
of your
check
Hunter's
with- I'll-
Bane.
I want to use it for fiends to see if this is a fiend action.
Okay.
That's a 30-20.
30-20. This doesn't look like claw marks. It really does, to the best of your ability, look like it's got to be some kind of sharp blade. Maybe a dagger, knife,
As a werewolf
maybe even a sword.
holding a sword.
Do any of you guys have... I'm going to look at Gold and be like, you got a dagger on you. I'm going to use Gold's dagger and try to, like, more or less match up to see the marks to see if either something like this or something longer would make the marks.
He just watches you cutting new marks.
No, I'm
into
not
it.
going to cut new marks. I just want to see if I could guesstimate if a dagger this size or something bigger would make it.
I would say straight intelligence.
We should let our ranger version of Batman do some investigation.
She's more like Elfman.
Yeah.
17.
17.
16 plus 1.
I mean, looks like it's probably done by like a dagger or a knife. It's maybe a short blade. The best you can tell. It's not. You're pretty confident it is not claws of any kind. This is some kind of short blade.
And you said that there was blood, correct?
There is some blood splattered on the floor in the vicinity of where the undergarments are are torn as well.
Does it look like a puddle, like a little tiny, or just like a stain mark?
It looks like splatters. Like there's a couple splatters here and there,
I
and then like little dots.
I want to see if I can just collect some of that.
Okay, it's not hard
Yeah,
to
just
get a little bit of it.
just
It's been there for a little while, so it's dried. But I mean,
I'm gonna
there's
scrape a little
there's
bit.
ways you can you can scrape a little bit of it. I mean,
just in
That-
case
that's
if
not
we need
difficult to do.
If we need to track something down, at least I have something to go off and
Okay.
smell.
okay.
If it gets to
Uh,
that
hole
point.
in.
What about you, Gold?
I'm gonna go ahead and roll an investigation check to determine whether if there's a hidden message somewhere in the room or a calling card or something.
Can I assist by standing behind and going, yeah,
Yes,
I agree.
absolutely.
I agree, Gold.
Intriguing.
You seem to be knowing what you're doing. Good job.
I believe in you,
I
bud.
believe-
I'm moral support.
That'd be a 12.
12.
Yikes.
Okay. Yeah, you're not having a ton of luck searching the room. It's kind of like, oh man,
Even though I
I'm
helped
not
you-
finding a lot. Let me double check something. Yep, she's got a balcony coming off of her room. It's not like, I wouldn't call it like a balcony. The way this estate is, it's think of kind of like the old grand southern estates on plantations where the main floor is not exactly ground level, but it's not like a full story up. It's like it comes up maybe about 3 or 4 feet up because of stairs, and then the main floor is there, and it's kind of like, they have a nice porch around there, and there may be basement and stuff below, but that main floor is up a little bit. Off of her room, all this is on the first floor, and off of her room, it's kind of like it has its own porch, but it's sectioned off like it's private, and it is a few feet up from the ground, so it's technically kind of a small
Can I
balcony.
see outwards towards the main road where we came from through that?
No. This is in the back of the estate.
The back of the state? I'm still gonna. Can I just look out just to see if I see anybody?
Sure, give me a perception.
Just to double check. Because I know Gold told us earlier that someone was following us. Natural 20.
Dirty 20 and natural 20. I told you.
I'm not complaining.
Listen, if someone's following us, at least we gotta know.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure here when you're looking at it, but that might be some kind of shadow way back. It's at the very edge of your vision. It could be humanoid. It could be a large bird. Whatever it is, it's in the tree, way at the edge of your vision, at the way far back of the property.
I'm gonna whisper into Gold's ear what I just
Tell me something I might like to hear.
saw. I don't know what's in it, but there's something in the tree. Probably staring at
They're in the
us.
trees.
I don't know if you want to take a look.
What y'all whispering about?
Despite all of the blood, is there any way to see whether there was a sign of struggle, like drag marks or smearing towards a window leading outside or towards that porch?
With an investigation of 12, you're not sure.
Could I investigate that just in case?
What exactly you're trying to investigate? Because right now, all three of you have been searching this room. So
I
you were
assisted
looking
him,
for
so I don't know
something
if
in
that counts.
particular, and you were kind of assisting him. You were also looking for something in particular. So unless you have something different in
I
specific that
also
you're looking for,
I'm curious
you've already
if there
kind of
was
looked at the room.
if there was signs of, well, obviously there's signs of some struggle, whether it be on the attacker's end or the defender's end.
As far as you can tell, it looks like there has been a struggle.
Okay. And does it look like it leads up to the window? I also am curious about what he just said.
Again, with that, he's already kind of searched that,
Fair
and
enough.
he got what he got.
And I helped,
guys-
so that was
yeah.
technically my role as
You
well.
guys
I
aren't.
assume.
You guys aren't sure. You know, it's hard to tell. I mean, it's weird. You know,
Is there anything? Is the bed ripped up or anything, or is it just
The-
the curtains?
the curtains and the sheets and stuff like that, sheets and the comforter and all that. Those are, you know, there's looks like, again, a small blade of some kind, possibly.
Does she have like a dresser, like a chest that looks like?
There's an armoire that has actually been knocked over and looks like it's broken into a couple different pieces on parts of it. I mean, it's a big piece of heavy wood furniture, so most of it's intact, but there is some stuff that is broken. Like one of the doors is completely broken off. Some of the sides are cracked, splintered, things like that. There is a couple dressers. Those actually, they look like they've been ransacked, but they're not broken. There's shelves that have been yanked out and kind of thrown on the floor. There's a desk. Looks like that's kind of been gone through. Whatever was on top of it kind of rifled through. Some of that knocked off of it. The chair that's next to there actually is knocked over and part way broken. There's a vanity. The mirror's busted. That kind
I
of
do
stuff.
have something I'd like to investigate. Obviously, they were looking for something.
Okay.
Can I see if it looks like there's anything that's blatantly missing, like from a spot where it would have been sitting inside one of those drawers or something?
Now I will let you have an investigation check.
Yeah.
I will assist you on that if possible.
Okay, so you have an advantage.
So we'll move up the armoire and look through stuff if possible.
Ooh, I got an 18
Plus one.
plus 0.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
That advantage saved me from an 11.
Okay, so
You're welcome, buddy.
as you are searching through Ivas's room and looking through the drawers, for some reason, you notice, okay, these desk drawers, it looks like all of them are open except this one here. Pull it open and look. Nothing else is in it except a small book. But it just kind of stands out to you.
I will pick up that small book and I will take a closer look at it.
Okay. As you're looking through it, what you're seeing is it's a sketchbook. It is probably, call it an 8.5 by 11, like standard size like that. Relatively thick. And as you're going through it, you're seeing what looks like some very crude drawings in the beginning. And as you kind of leaf through it, there's gradual improvements, more and more and more. And by the time you're like about halfway through it, the drawings in here are really good. Whoever did this has some talent. They've definitely been working hard. And you figure it's the same person. You're smart enough to figure it's probably Ivasa, the daughter who lives in this room. She's got some talent. And she's obviously dedicated herself to it because the drawings in here, she's got everything from still life, plants, the atypical bowl of fruit, things like that, to moving to landscapes, and then sometimes even people. And she really has gotten good. As you continue on through towards the end of the book, though, you get towards the end of the book, they're still improving. She really got skill. You turn one page, though, and there's only a few pages left in the book. Maybe about, no more than 10. And as you kind of, you're just kind of thumbing through. You look through, turn a page, it's this beautiful portrait. This looks like a self-portrait that she drew. She's gorgeous. This is
we know what she looks like now.
This is a beautiful young woman. Young elven woman. Well, young for an elf.
Or at bare minimum, she thinks
she's
of herself.
for an elf.
drew it.
For an elf, she's probably. Yeah, you would know being an elf.
Gold. How
Her
hot is
age,
this for a
she's
elf?
probably closer
Should I have a
to
boner? Yes or no?
closer to your age, but not quite. She might be in her 100 to 120 or 130 range.
I swear, Your Honor, she was 120.
Yeah, but she is fairly statuesque. You can tell by the posture. I mean, it is a full body drawing. She's drawn herself with long, shimmering blonde hair. Her cheeks are slightly rosy. She has these piercing blue eyes, at least in the drawing. And, well, you're not sure if was she going for accuracy or was she going for an idealized version of herself. If she was going for idealized version, she achieved it. If she was going for accuracy, holy shit, she was blessed by the gods with those genetics.
Well, while we're on that page, I'm going to hold it up to the guy that's in the room with us, kind of watching over and go, how accurate is this drawing?
Yes, that
This is
would
her
be
to a T.
Ivasa.
We know what she looks like.
Ajax.
And then as you turn that next page, there isn't drawings in here.
So there is or is not?
Is not. Instead of drawings and very well detailed and colored and everything, this is covered in a whole bunch of symbols, and they look very crudely drawn, twisted, even, like
Uncharacteristic.
uncharacteristic of them, and it just grabs your attention. Like, what the fuck? Because it's such a jarring transition to go from this beautiful drawing to this. And as you turn the next page, there they are again. The same symbols. Over and over again. They look a little cleaner in the lines. And again, and again, and again. All through like those remaining few pages. Until at the very last page, you're looking at it, it's the same symbols again. And you're no artist, you're no linguist, you don't know exactly what they are, but they look, as far as you can tell, like, hey, these are perfect for what the artist intended. This is exactly how they were supposed to be drawn. But you get the impression that these are still somehow a little bit warped or twisted. But
That's
still,
the last page.
That's the last page. That has stuff on it. There's empty pages beyond that, but it's the last page that has anything on it.
I have a suspicion that this may be important. I'm going to carefully tear that page out and going to keep it. I'm going to hand it to Gold and let him take a look at it. Subsequently, tone.
With my other languages, would I be able to read what's written there?
Or at least tell what
It's not a language, so per se. Let me look at
what they
something
mean.
here. Hold on. Who is there? Who is there? Yeah. None of you three have a fucking clue.
Maybe we can get this translated with our.
I'm going to show it to the guy so that he knows we're not just blatantly stealing. I'm going to show him. This could be important. I'm going to take this with us.
Understood. I am merely here to assist with your needs.
I kind of hold the book up, show him that I'm putting it back in the drawer.
Before you put it back, is there anything in that drawer besides just the book?
It's just
Hey, Ajax, help me lift this giant dresser back up on its feet.
How big is this dresser?
it's a big ass arm wall.
It's gonna take
Alright.
2 people anyway.
Yeah, it will take.
We'll
two
just push it back up on its feet.
Yeah, you guys, you kind of struggle to get a proper handhold, especially since it's broken. It's kind of wonky, but you do manage to get it back up. And it was just it was a big arm wall full of clothes. They're just kind of tumbled out everywhere. I mean, it's just a mess. But you don't find anything extra, anything special in it.
I feel like these symbols may be important. They're kind of uncharacteristic of what else was in that book. As for why it was untouched amongst everything else, I'm a little curious. And that was what I found with my investigation, that everything was rooted through except that.
It
So
didn't
they
look
weren't
like
looking
it
for
didn't
it?
look like for some reason that drawer had been touched. It just was there, whereas everything else was haphazard and drawers of dressers were pulled all the way out of the dresser and thrown on the floor, or half out in like at cattywampus angles. Same with all the drawers on the desk, but that one. So it just kind of stood out.
It's almost like there's one.
What's the butler's name again?
Coralon.
Coralon. I don't want you to be afraid about what's gonna happen, alright?
He just kind of gives you a strange look.
I'm gonna go into my werewolf.
He gives you a eyebrow raised, very wide-eyed look as you do that, but only takes a half step back.
I'm gonna go to the pile of blood and snip what I haven't scraped up. I'm gonna smell it and see what it's like, what aromas I get from it, or something. Like maybe I can pick up the track somewhere else, like if it was a bloodhound type of thing.
Okay. It smells like blood.
Most blood.
Not much you're gonna get out of
Can I see it? Can I smell besides? Because I know what Jack smells like. I know what this guy smells like. Gold.
Smell a piece of the clothing.
Doesn't smell like him. Doesn't smell like him.
The room doesn't smell like either.
Does she have any perfume?
Doesn't smell like them. No. I mean, you smell them. They're in
Well,
there.
yeah. Can I smell like some of the clothing that was tossed around? Maybe something that she.
Yeah, you can smell that.
A shirt or something.
Does she have like a distinct scent or something like that?
Everybody does.
Okay, there you
Can
go.
I try to hone in on that?
You can attempt to,
At least you know what it smells like.
but the thing is, you're not really going to. I mean, you can use your sense of smell to help you in trying to track something. But even though you are a werewolf, you are not a bloodhound.
Yeah.
And also, you are in a ginormous city with lots of smells and stuff like that. And that the scent trail is 2 days old, at least. So, it's...
Well,
You know, you can smell her scent is, she lived in this room. It permeates the room. It's in the house. Where specifically it's going from there, you can't really pick it up.
well, not so much that he'd be able to tell exactly where she is, but if we were near it, maybe.
Oh yeah, he might be able to
just to have
recognize
a
it.
general
Yeah,
idea.
he might be able to recognize
Just to have
it.
a general idea.
If you're close enough, there's a
Yeah.
possibility he could
They're
pick
getting
up that
close
scent.
or something.
Do you want to go visit the other lords?
I'm kind of more interested in our stalker friend.
Can I
Maybe
make another
deal with
perception
it.
check to see if that person stole the tree? Now that I'm in my werewolf.
If you want to try to go back out there, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you go back out towards the balcony. And I forgot to add this in.
Perception.
Real quick digression. I have notes written on guys called the Original Sinners. I can't quite remember who that was from last session.
The original Sinners was one of the missions that was available.
You sure?
I think so.
Well, the Original Sinners was like a group of dudes.
What of it?
They were an adventuring party that just
Oh,
came
yeah.
back into the guild.
That's right. That's right.
Which ones were they? Was it the dude that bought you a drink? Or...
One of the guy, he was part of the group, but I didn't see who else was part of the group when we went to the guild.
Okay.
I just don't remember who else was there. I got an 18 to see if the person is still, or if I can smell him or hear something rustling in that tree.
Okay.
Far away, you probably wouldn't smell it.
Let's see if I can hear something.
There we go. Now we
All
got
senses.
a little bit of background music. I forgot to do this. This was we got a little bit of background music in the stream.
Oh, nice.
That is something that my daughter wrote that we are using. So
Did you actually play it?
yeah, it's playing right.
Did you use a program to play, or did she actually play an instrument?
No, she created it. She's in digital audio production
Oh,
over
okay,
at Orange, Orange
Yeah,
Technical
sound
College.
engineer.
So, sound engineer.
Neat.
That's an engineer, if you will.
Okay, so sorry about that. I forgot to get that started, but that is going now. So now there's back. Okay. So yeah, you go out there. Did you make your roll?
Yeah, I got an 18 flat.
18. Okay. With that, it's not as good as last time. You're not quite sure. Shadow might still be out there. You're having a hard time now seeing. Maybe it's the way the clouds moved and covered up some of the light of the moon. You're not. And maybe it's the way the slight breeze is just kind of rustling things in the trees. You can't tell for sure if whatever shadow you saw is still there. And even so, before you couldn't tell if it's humanoid.
The doors leading to that little area that I'm looking at. Does it seem like, are they open or are they closed right now?
They're open.
Alright, can I look from the outside in to see if someone did any kind of picking or anything? See if kind of investigate that.
You guys
Oh,
have
you
already
already
thoroughly
did that.
investigated this room
Yeah.
and everything. As far as you can tell, you found and not found anything that could be found or not found.
So it looks
I
like
got
what we got. We got some kind of assassin that came to get her.
We got some
There was
symbols.
a struggle, and there were symbols that we now have, and we might want to take to someone who's smart in that regard.
This could also be some kind of mental attack. Why else would you be drawing symbols?
That's what I'm saying. What if she
That
got,
is a very good point.
I'm gonna go back to my normal form at this point. Like, what if she got possessed?
That is very possible. Maybe she did this, freaked out.
Or maybe she was controlled by someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she tried to break free from it, and then whoever put it on her came in and grabbed her physically because she found a way to beat it or fight against it somehow.
That would explain why only the book wasn't touched.
Like she was trying to
Fight
help us
back.
find it.
Still doesn't give us a
Well,
good next step, but
I disagree.
ooh,
I think it gives us a very good next step. If any of the other missing daughters
have similar.
the symbols,
Ooh, that is a good point.
That's very cool. So what's the move? We go into the other places, or we're gonna wait for tomorrow to go to the other
It
places?
is starting to get late. We do have a
It is already late, so
fair point.
I think if we're gonna do anything more today, it would be just to investigate the grounds behind this room.
I think that we should go see if we can find our
And shall
visitor.
Will you be interviewing any witnesses this evening? Or shall I?
Do we have
Hold on.
witnesses?
Question: who interacted the most with her?
That would be Helena. She is currently asleep. However, if you would like to speak with her, I could rouse her.
You want to talk to Helena?
That's a good idea.
Maybe tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow. Just let her.
Yeah, get our team together.
Yeah, we'll get a fresh start in the morning. Maybe the other two can get a
This
fresh
is
start.
not all of it.
No,
I
there's
will.
two more.
I will inform my lord.
Let's
With
head
their
back and
eyes.
keep an eye out for whatever we're looking at.
I like Gold's idea though. Maybe take a look around the outside real quick while we're here.
Yeah, we'll go take a quick look-see outside and then we'll head out.
Very well.
Now that someone knows we're here, they may do their best to cover up anything after we leave.
So go ahead and you can pick one of you to roll investigation, and if you are going to, if the rest of you are going to assist them, you can roll with advantage to search the outside.
What's your investigation plus?
Plus 2.
I have plus 4.
You have +4?
Plus 4 to investigation.
Okay, you then. You're our Batman.
Justice!
No, he's the Wolfman.
The Wolfman.
I got like
Wolf-
3 separate
Wolfman with
Batmans
the-
on
not,
this.
not Wolfman. Wolfman.
You have high investigation.
Or actually, Wolf Orc.
No,
I'm
just
the
like
Wolverine!
Justice!
Justers.
Ooh! 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay. You thoroughly search the grounds.
Yeah, especially
You
near
don't
the-
find anything out of it. Nothing that stands out to you.
No trail of resistance, like
They might have.
messed up bushes or
They might have had a way to pour it in or pour it out, magic-wise.
no more blood.
That's why we got to bring the magic in.
Well, the window was broken, so if they could teleport, then that wouldn't make a.
Well, maybe they found a way to teleport up to her window, but I don't know.
I think you guys are reaching.
I said we get the other two.
Let's just get
I
some.
was saying I don't think it was a teleport. But yeah, I think that's a good idea.
If we're gonna find anything out here tonight, we're not gonna find anything more by hiding out in the dark.
True.
Let's get our horses and get out of here.
Yep.
So you guys head back to the Honeypot Inn.
I'm gonna keep a head on the swivel, making sure
Okay.
we're not being followed.
Okay. As you're heading back, I need from all of you perception checks.
Fuck me, yo.
20.
17.
Okay.
11.
Gold. Once again, you catch at the edge of your vision, behind you, kind of hanging there for a second, right at a corner, blocks back behind you. Just get a feeling, okay, that kind of shadowy figure that's there. They're there for a bit, and then as soon as we turn a corner, or start to turn a corner, they're gone. It seems like they're kind of shadowing us, so to speak. Additionally, hold on, I need a wisdom save.
Another one.
I don't like this.
Wisdom saves.
That is an 18.
Ooh.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh, he's made his wisdom save.
We don't know
Okay.
if he passed or not.
I start drawing scribbles.
It's 18. I'd wager he did.
Remember, we're level 6. It's a lot.
Tipple nasses.
It's a lot. What?
I love you, Asiram. I love you.
What do you say?
He's a buddy of mine. On many of my streams, he has hopped in and said nipple tassels. Just because. Today, he hopped in and said tipple nassels.
Oh.
So,
He's mixing it up. I like it.
I love it.
A man of culture, I see.
We saw into Percy's.
He must have. And
Maybe
Percy
about
wasn't
me.
the one wearing them.
Jesus.
All
There
right,
are
so
4 people in there.
you eventually do make it back to the Honey Pot Inn. It is pretty late at this point. It is about 11 o'clock at night, you would say. So it's pretty late. So you guys, bed down for the night.
Can have gold or just all separate rooms.
Pretty sure we still have 4 rooms.
You hear a lot of noise coming
From Leon's room.
A lot.
I'm in the guild, aren't I?
Yeah, but
No.
she's using your room.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
you're fine.
All right, I'm gonna go to my room, which is the farthest away from Leon's room.
Okay. Yeah, you do manage to all get a long rest.
Somewhere
How-
others.
However, you two are still feeling a little bit of the effects of, you're feeling a little bit of the effects of a hangover because of the alcohol.
I know.
You're just a little bit tired because,
How am I
You-
not hungover as fuck?
oh, that's right, because you were drinking
I
that other
stay
stuff.
shit
So yeah, you're hungover too.
All day.
You're hungover too.
Oh, that's great. We're gonna
So
break-
you are also very hungover.
That's fine.
We're gonna break this drunk one
Um,
high state.
But other than which I'm going to say for the purposes of this, you're each suffering from the effects of a level 1 exhaustion.
Tell me
But
what
not
that
actually
means when
level
it's
one.
relevant.
Yeah, right now it's not really well. But it's it's disadvantage on certain checks. But
Let me know when we get it relevant.
all right, so you wake up in the morning. You two are feeling kind of like shit. You 4 go get breakfast at the Honey Pot Inn. Leon is not there yet.
I'm gonna stop Gold before we get down there to talk real quick. Hey, Gold.
Say.
Hey, Gold, question. Are we gonna spread the info to the one who likes to run away and have fun too much, or are we gonna keep it to ourselves?
Well, she needs to know.
Yeah, she's part of the
Otherwise,
team.
it's a liability.
Okay, I was just double checking. I didn't know because I knew we discussed something about that last time. So yeah, we'll go down to breakfast.
Like us.
It probably isn't.
It
Breaks fast.
meal.
Also, didn't he just bring
What
up
about
all six
steak and
character sheets
breakfast?
last time?
For 11 C's.
I thought so. I agree. I thought so.
Oh, what a nice breakfast we're having.
So you 4 are down at breakfast.
There's-
I'll happily
Yeah, for
enjoy my
me.
breakfast.
I'm gonna look at Ajax and be like, hey, guess who's not here?
Wait, do I even know about that?
I'm gonna
You
fill,
haven't been told.
I'm gonna
Oh.
fill you in. Be like, if he's not here, he's still sleeping with D.
Sounds like I'm not the only one being filled in.
That's my boy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, who's
that
filling
boy,
out?
that boy actually got some.
Leon's not in his room, and he ain't here, so he might have gotten.
He was trying to court that powerful ass lady from the
I don't know. You
tournament.
guys
I
heard a
think
lot of
she
noise
courted
from
him.
Leon's room. For all you know, that could have been him.
I would have seen you come out of Leon's room.
Who says I'm out of the room yet?
Fair enough.
I am asleep.
Oh, if that's
Well, I mean, we would have knocked.
I would have knocked.
You'd have
his-
seen like 3 dudes come out of there.
There was
one
two
chick.
dudes.
and a
Oh,
chick.
2 dudes and a chick. That's right.
Can't believe you didn't remember that. How dare you?
No double
Yeah, you
three
do
with
the
this
knock.
campaign.
No response. Just kind of pop the door open, see a bunch of people. Whoop, close it right.
That makes
Be like,
sense.
Leon's not in there.
I no longer want it.
We're good.
She takes a black light to the room. What the fuck happened
It's just
here?
all white.
So how long do you 3 wait for Persephone to come down and Leon to arrive back?
I am not coming down on my own. That
Probably
would
be
never-
like
Okay.
an hour or so, maybe having breakfast before I kind of start
Are the
losing
people
patience.
that were having a good time last night leaving the room already and left here and there?
Oh yeah, they're gone.
I'm gonna go up to the room and
Yeah, you know what?
Sleep
We are
in.
trying to keep a schedule here, so probably about 20-30 minutes before I go up there and kind of
I'm gonna go up
knock
Okay,
on the door
So
forcefully.
we'll call it 8 o'clock in the morning. You guys did get back relatively late, so you slept a bit, and then took time to get ready
Yeah.
and all that. So about 8 or so in the morning, some of your party members come to Leon's room to get you up.
Hey, wake up.
No.
Wake up. I'm gonna grab the bucket.
Something about the makeup.
No. I'm gonna grab a bucket full of water and just throw it on her to wake her up.
You are now semi-clean, wet, and still feeling
It was
like
already wet.
Shave
Oh.
water. Splash it back on him.
You are now also wet.
He just catches it midair.
I grab her and I pull her off the bed and throw her on the floor. Wake up.
Alright, I am naked on the floor.
Okay. But are you awake?
Ajax,
Yeah.
unless you want to see her naked, don't come in here. It's a little too late.
Pretty sure that's already happened.
Hey, we got shit to do today. Get your shit together.
I was her first victim.
I'm sorry about that. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
You had the luxury, alright?
Come on. Get up.
Alright, I fucking get my ass up.
Okay. As you're now eventually all down at breakfast, about 30 or so minutes later, Leon comes walking in.
Hello.
As soon as he comes in
Well,
walking in, I'm like,
well.
my boy! My boy!
Yeah.
Is it true? I say
Does he have a very big glow on his face?
Oh,
he's
boy,
brushing his
is,
shoulders.
boy's got a shit-eating grin like you've never seen on his face before.
I guess welcome to the club is relevant.
Well
Of
done,
course.
champ.
I walk over and give him a little pat in the back.
Before we leave, Gold, you want to go back upstairs with everybody and have a little discussion?
Dude, you just fucking pulled me down from there.
While
We
you
pulled you out
sat
of that
down there
room.
for about a half an hour eating breakfast and enjoying.
Alright.
We need to get food in you to sober your ass up.
Have some
The
bread.
biggest thing of fucking waffles.
Yeah. And as you
That sounds amazing.
as you are filled with delicious food that absorbs the alcohol, and they feed you as well. Yeah, you
Can't
eventually. It's now about 8:45, 9 o'clock. You've got full bellies, have helped absorb the alcohol. We'll say that your hangovers are gone,
Let's go.
just to make things simple.
We are pressed for time, though.
Let's go have a quick chat and then we'll head out. We'll go up to my room,
Okay.
and then I'll get everybody in, and I'll look at the door just to make sure no one's watching us go up inside of the room or anything like that, and then I'll close the door behind us.
The
far as you
paper's
can
in
tell,
your bag right
nobody.
now.
Yeah, the
by
paper's
way.
in my bag.
But yeah, as far as you can tell, no.
Well,
I run and I jump on the bed.
Okay, so you are on the
Just
bed.
No, it's a fucking
What's the sitch, please?
cannonball.
all right, Gold, let him have it.
So we took up a pretty bad job.
That sounds
But how?
like you done do.
I mean, I was part of it, but I'm assuming more went on.
So after we went ahead and accepted that quest for finding those children,
You went off on your own.
yeah, I went ahead
Fuck
and
we
talked
talking
to
about, guys?
a lawyer about the job
Oh,
without even meeting the client first, and we've been sworn into secrecy
Yikes, that's never good.
I
for an
said
abduction
nothing.
case
For an abdu-
that started 3 days ago.
So you're telling me, in order to find the missing persons, we can't actually ask around?
Well, no. Here's the
That's
good thing.
right.
Here's the good thing. So we went there last night while you two were having your fun. We investigated a little bit, and we're gonna go talk to the one person that interacted with the person the most at that house. So the daughter that we're looking for, she had a servant who she interacted with the most. Maybe she has some info.
And I hand motion for the bag.
I pull out the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
That's scary.
Do we
You are the Gold is the smarty pants of the group, but since he's also the leader, you would understand, especially since you were the one to talk to the lawyer. It doesn't mean you can't ask around about
For
things.
symbols.
You just have to be
Careful.
You
You know, you just have to not be broadcasting what the fuck you're doing. Like, hey everybody, has anyone seen 3 missing girls of noble blood from these 3 elven houses?
No,
Just curious. Don't be smart about it. doesn't mean you can't seek out information, interview people, try to get info. That, you understand, is completely on the table. You just got to be a little bit tech. That's all it is.
Do we know who we're looking for?
You
Yes,
do.
3 girls.
You are looking
Ask
for...
about the symbol as well.
Yes. You are looking for
We should take
the daughters of the following 3 nobles. You are looking for Lord Adarellan, Valoris' daughter, Uvasa Valoris, Lord Rhys Corrigus, his daughter, Eluin Corrigus, and then Lord Pelias Onrus' daughter, Seville Onrus.
So
Have
start
we-
from the beginning, please. I'm trying to write this all down.
Lord Valoris.
There's Lord Valoris and his daughter Ivasa. Then there's...
Then there's Lord Corrigus,
How do you spell that?
Couragus, and
Um,
his daughter, Eluin, Ailluin, and then Lord Onrus' daughter, Onrus, Honrus,
O-N-R-U-S.
and his daughter, Seville, Saevel.
Okie dokie, thank you very much. I love note taking.
And
So fun.
do we know what these women look like?
We have a picture
You
of.
have a picture.
We have a picture of the girl.
I
Of
think that
one of the 3?
One of 3.
Well,
it's
we haven't
suspected that if we find one, we will find all 3.
Yeah,
Fair
but we can
enough.
also go look at the other 2 houses later. Today as well.
I did
We
leave
should
the
also
picture.
show
for-
Percy the symbols.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's why I took the
I'm-
paper out. I'm showing it to him.
Show
It's up
show
there.
Leon first, and then
Actually,
actually,
do
no,
you
Percy.
recognize these at all? I hold it up to Percy.
Insert answer here. Do I recognize any?
Do they look like they
The
may
symbols.
resemble
Um,
anything that she's familiar
You
with?
want
showed them to
languages
us.
or abyssal, common, and infernal?
Nope, you have no fucking clue.
Okay, well
How
that
about
rules
Fucking
that
I
out.
know.
For me?
Leon,
You-
give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
But I
He gets a
also
chance.
You are not proficient
don't
in
know
Arcana.
Arcana.
Exactly.
You're not proficient.
Well, I'm half proficient.
I don't
Exactly.
know shit.
So
That's
I'm
why
sorry.
you're getting an Arcana check.
Yeah, baby, we roll nat 20s in this house. We do not, we roll 10s.
Caster. I don't have Arcana.
These are arcane symbols. What they represent, you don't know, but they're arcane symbols. But
You just go shit.
as
magic.
you discuss them with
Magical.
the rest of the group and what Ajax kind of found, in his investigation, looking at these, the sheet that he's got, they look very well drawn. They're clearly well drawn arcane symbols, but there's something a little off about them.
Is it safe to assume that Leon would understand that arcane symbols like these are probably used in rituals and such?
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume as magic
Rituals
casters, we
or
might
other
know
magic.
that,
What if
yeah.
We did assume
It doesn't
that
have
there's
to be
some
a
kind of
ritual,
cultiness going on with
Yeah.
this.
What
so,
if what if the symbols was like a way of like tracking her or something? If she kept drawing the symbols.
I think that the first hypothesis where she's being possessed or something, she's
Mayhaps-
drawn symbols that are popping into her mind.
Mayhaps that, or she was trying to summon something. If you consider that, then there's always some kind of unintended consequence with summoning rituals.
Are they drawn in any sort of pattern?
Bringing a demon.
No, it's
Just left to right?
just kind of like drawn on the page. Well, they're not like in lines because they're not like words and small.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a symbol, like again, 11,
Just
8.5 by
random
11
paper.
piece of paper. So there's like probably 6 or 7 symbols on the page, and they're just kind of drawn where they can fit.
Okay, so they're not drawn in a ritual circle.
No, it's like they're separate, different
We don't-
symbols.
We don't know enough yet. We're
Also-
going to investigate the other places today with you guys with us.
Also, there was somebody following us last night.
That is also
when we were
true.
doing the investigation.
Did
which
you
was-
lose your tail?
we lost the tail last night.
I can't believe
They
it.
lost
Well,
us.
we don't know.
We don't know.
They were.
I do actually have an idea for that tower.
I didn't even see him actually.
What's
I
the
just,
idea?
Gold is the only one that saw
Gold's
them when you were
keen eye,
walking, and Tomer's the only one that potentially saw something at the estate.
What's the idea, boss?
So we're likely going to be out late tonight again, looking for these girls. If we do end up picking up that tail again, they'd like to follow us about a block or two behind once we've been turned down an alleyway. Make that same kind of cut.
Well,
If we have you stay behind us after we turn a corner, you could probably intercept it as it's following us.
That's fine with me.
hear me out. three of you. They haven't seen us.
We could serve as a sort of B team.
True.
That works.
They
Send
go in
A
separately.
team in. Team B fucks off and then follows your tail.
You both be sneaky as fuck.
My thing is this: they're gonna have to come into the gates
Yeah.
with us anyway, no matter what.
Not at the same time necessarily.
We have the paperwork. We can't just
Well,
pass
we
off
can
the
We
paperwork.
tell
also
the
You
next
can't
person.
say,
necessarily have
hey,
to be
my,
seen.
my buddies
We could
are
also just forge
behind
another
us.
copy.
That too.
Anybody good with forgery?
Well, we don't necessarily
Particularly,
have to
no.
forge. We at the gate, we could say, hey,
Anyone have a forgery kit and
No.
proficient with it?
Ooh.
no.
That's gonna be really hard.
No,
We
it'll,
can,
it'll be great.
Leave out the crime ingredient here. We can just explain to the person at the gate that we have 2 more people that are going to be.
Yeah, I was
coming
like,
in
just
behind us.
talk to them.
Alright, so let's do this. How about me, Ajax, and Gold head out first? Wait a little bit, and you follow us.
So the exact thing I said.
Exactly.
Well, no, on the way there
Yeah,
as well.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, not only just on the way there, but every single way we go.
So the thing I said.
Well,
Thing
no,
she said.
the thing that he said was if we get a tail, but I don't know if the tail's gonna be active. Is gonna be following us.
Well,
Well, it's more of a just in
Assume
case.
it is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's just go interview these
So
other stupid fucking elf.
before we head out of character,
Elves are racist even to elves.
I don't really know how we would handle this. I wasn't there with the paper translated, but I did translate it out of character. So I was wanting to get this kind of stuff done. I mean, I have the translated first page on my Google Docs.
Just
right
save it
here.
for when your character with logic, we have time to
Yes.
translate it, and now you have it.
I would agree.
So when we take a rest or something while we're hunting, you can do it during that.
We have to wait even longer.
Yep.
Boo.
Well, listen, we have more important matters because we picked a
I
lot
know,
of
I'm
fucking tests to do.
I'm really interested in this.
Yeah, we did grab a quest.
Actually,
I didn't do shit.
Yeah, you just say you're starting to look at that. Maybe your character is
Yeah.
bent on
We'll-
that while
we'll-
we're traveling.
We'll get to that later. Right now, you're kind of pressed for time.
Hey
Yeah.
there, Ajax.
oh,
You know
Gold.
those documents you found? Would you like me to take a look at them?
I have a
Absolutely.
I have a,
Excellent.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I have the ability to disguise myself
So do I.
magically.
Same here.
What if we use that to our advantage as well if we get the tail?
What part of B team, A team?
I think you're overthinking. Let's just get moving.
We just need
We
to
have a plan.
go to the other lord and see if they have a similar situation or not. If they do.
Are we going back to the main house first, then the 2 new ones?
No, go to the new one first.
Percy surprisingly had a pretty good idea.
I'm good at this.
Oh, besides
Sometimes.
drinking,
It's
besides,
not
a
my
little
fault
more
you don't
credit.
listen.
besides
I
drinking and
give it
hooking up with
credit.
randos.
A little bit more.
Well, I don't know. We saw how she
Jealous.
woke up. She's not full of great ideas.
I
she
woke
does
up
have 'em.
She wasn't
Happy.
the only one. Can you blame her?
She had
Actually, I
about-
think she was full of ideas.
Oh, full of something.
Was that his
So many
name?
ideas.
All right, let's head out. We're gonna kill daylight here if we keep talking.
Yeah, we need to go. Time's burning.
Agreed. Well,
Okay,
Persephone, arm in arm, let's get this done.
So what exactly is the
Cross to
plan?
the
You
wizards.
3 are
Skipping
going
and
first,
hopping.
and these 2 are following.
Stay about
Yeah.
10 minutes behind us.
Okay.
No issue there.
And then just
Yeah,
Okay.
y'all give me the address, right? 'Cause
yeah, we'll
In
let you
fact,
know where it's.
Okay.
Should we have them get to the other house while we go to one? Since there's 2 more.
They can.
It's
You
gonna
know how to
defeat the
sense
tail
magic
purpose.
and mutant objects, right?
I do not have the technique required to detect magic.
I can detect magic.
also cannot.
Well, it got me thinking about the blood, the rituals.
I can.
It's
I can
possible
only
there
do
might be
once a
magic
day.
lingering in the blood.
Well, we can also.
If we find it.
Well, I have some of the blood. If we get all 3, if I get 2 more samples, then we can just do a test on all of them.
I can detect magic once a day. Oh, that would have been a good idea for last night.
That's fine.
Fuck.
All right, whose house are we going to first?
I'm not full of great ideas either.
I don't know, eeny, money, mo on the elven lords.
We'll go to the next one in the order that
House B.
we'll go in the order.
We
that-
should stop at the first house though to ask that one lady real quick. Just to see if anything changed in that room. Maybe they're trying to cover a track or something. We scrutinized it pretty heavily yesterday. I don't know if that's what I looked to Gold. Sound like a good plan, or should we just move on to the next place?
We should move on to the next place.
If anything, we can always hit that place up before
Fair
we leave
enough.
this part of town.
If we're just going in there for an interview and to make some second looks, it's not gonna
Yeah,
take
we
that
got
long.
time. We don't have time.
We'll go to House
All
B.
We're talking about this while we're going.
Okay.
So,
It's about time we split off now.
yeah.
Yep.
Alright. So, you are going to which house?
The second one you said.
Second one. So you're
Elf
going to
B.
Lord Karagas's.
Karagas.
And so then are you two going to Lord Honoris's?
I was gonna wait 10 minutes and then you go to the same house they were going to.
Same
because
house. Okay.
splitting would defeat the purpose. We
Okay.
don't have paperwork.
Very, very good.
True. Yeah.
So,
See, Percy knows what she's doing sometimes.
you three arrive at the Karagas estate.
Oh, great heavens, am I right?
It is it is approximately 10:30 in the morning, as it does take a little bit of time to get from the Honey Pot Inn all the way up here into Eknot and through the gates and all that kind of stuff.
Is the estate as big as the first estate that we went to, or is it a little bit
Oh,
smaller?
yeah,
It
you
is
got
about
it.
the same size.
Okay.
It is very close. Maybe a hair smaller.
I'm assuming there's a doorbell in the front.
There is. It seems pretty standard in the way Eknot was designed.
Alright, doorbell.
Okay. Sure enough, a servant, an older human woman,
Oh, Jonathan, dear
makes her way to the gate, sees you, and through the bars of the gate, and says, "May I help you?"
I'm gonna.
So we're at the Garagas's.
Lord
I pulled the
Karagas.
doorbell.
Karagas.
I pulled the doorbell. We're
Okay.
here on investigation
gosh.
business.
Investigation of what?
Pull up the paper.
Ah, no, he's not.
Aw.
I see.
Helicopter.
I see. Please, hands the papers back, unlocks the gate, swings it open, says, "Right this way."
Also, I whisper, we have two more in our group that are tailing behind us.
She kind of looks around.
They're not here yet. We were being tailed yesterday when investigating the last place. So
I
we're
see.
having them
I see.
tail behind.
I will keep an eye out. And she leads you into.
I will explain it's a tiefling and a half-elf. And give her a brief description that way in case they
So she knows.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
hard to miss.
Yeah.
Halfling and a chief elf.
Yes. She leads you through the main doors into the estate again, about the same size as asked about as Lord Valoris's. Slightly different design, but there is clearly traditional elf elements in the design of this estate. As you walk in, you are led to what is obviously like a sitting room or tea room, which. You would know that when it comes to elven society, even though you are a wood elf, last night was a little bit different because it was late into the night, and things are trying to the hush hush. This could be passed off as a standard visit during the day. It is very traditional for elves when getting together for any reason, whether it is business, whether it is an emergency, or whether it is anything else, especially high elves, that you first drink tea together, observe some silence, observe each other, give formal greetings, and then commence business. An abbreviated form of that was done last night. This is now.
This is not my book.
This is by the book, much more formal. You are led into this room and basically directed by this servant. 2 seats, and you can tell this is not a request. It is a sit the fuck down, but politely.
Please sit the
Yes.
fuck down.
Asses in chair.
Yes.
Is this just a silent interaction?
Oh, this is a completely silent.
So I'm just looking at them both like.
And I mean, she looks at you and gestures towards your seat. While she is maybe human, she's an older human woman. She's clearly been working for high elves for quite some time. She gestures a chair, stares at you. She is staring you down like, don't you dare think of doing anything else other than what I'm
Do
suggesting.
that kind of like side look twitch like.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
All
you don't
right.
even need an insight check to know that she means sit down.
I just sit down in the
She looks over at you, Toma.
I'm in full play.
She does. I will. I always keep my hood on these, but since we're dealing with higher ups, I'll take my hood down and I'll say where she tells me to sit.
And as she directs you and then walks out as she is kind of going past you, she like sneezes and continues to walk.
Oh, this bitch is racist.
Bless.
This white lady's racist.
As you are sitting there, nothing happens for about a good 5 minutes. And then 10 minutes. You two.
Yeah.
You arrive at the estate you were given the address for.
Did we?
You didn't have any problems getting through the gates into Egnat or anything like that because your party members made sure to inform people of, hey, these are part of our group. You know, look, it says on the fucking
my boys
paperwork.
were here a bit
Yeah,
ago.
exactly. It's all covered. You make your way
Do
through.
we see anything on the way there?
Give me perception checks, both of you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna help you look.
Advantage?
For what reason?
She's helping me.
Oh, so you're just help. Okay,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
look for shit.
Okay, that's not a good first roll. That's still not 13.
Nothing that you can tell.
We're too busy talking about last night.
You guys finally what was the deal with you, Persephone?
I did a karaoke thing. I had a splash landing. A very fun night.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm just
Sad you
envisioning.
couldn't have been there. I missed my favorite part.
I'm just envisioning Percy going. You ever tried a three-toed sloth? I did last night. What the fuck's a three-toed sloth? I'll show you sometime. You know, something like that. I fucking.
I like that.
You want me to see the room behind that rock? Want me to do it again?
I'm pretty much in a committed relationship now.
If I cheat,
Things
I'll
are getting
fuck
pretty
Yeah.
serious.
You and
Yeah,
Shimlo
I
talk
get
about settling
stabbed
down?
What's
twice at the same time, right through the
No, him.
lungs.
Oh.
So you two eventually arrive at the front of the estate. There is a
Where does
bell to
Kurt
ring.
now?
Yeah. There is a bell to ring, which I assume you do.
Sure.
Ding ding.
And then once again, an older human female servant makes her way down the steps towards the gate, looks at both of you and goes, "Your friends told me you were arriving. Please, this way." Opens the gate, lets you through, leads you in, and as you guys have been waiting there for like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 11, 13, who knows about that. Eventually you see the human woman and your two companions in tow led into the room where she, again, directs your friends. Take a seat.
Nice about.
I'm gonna say, I don't really know what's going on here,
I'll
but
walk
we are.
towards the couch, but I am standing.
Okay, so
sit down. Persephone, sit or I will make you sit.
Hey, Percy. I hear you don't like being racist.
I'm gonna cast suggestion on Percy. So Percy, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw DC 14.
friendly fire.
18 on the die.
Fuck me.
That was last night.
I'm gonna tell Persephone, it's kind of rude. Just sit down.
I suggest you sit.
I suggest
Are
you
we-
sit, and she's like,
Are we
"No,
not here
bitch."
to help them?
Just sit down for the love of God.
I think this is important to them, but also on that note, we are kind of pushed for time.
Alright, I'll put this in.
Alright, then she... I shall fetch the Lord.
Does she sneeze again when she walks past me?
Oh yeah.
This bitch. This racist bitch.
I think
And-
that's blessed.
Well,
About another 5 minutes pass, but eventually you hear her footsteps followed by a second set of heavier footsteps coming down the hall. And then you see Lord Karagas enter the room as his servant kind of steps aside and allows him in, and then goes around to a side table where there is already a pot that seems to have been staying warm the entire time. And without even having to roll, you recognize that they've got some kind of arcane energy keeping that thing warm. And several teacups and a tray. And she begins to pass them out. As Lord Karagas takes a seat in what is clearly the most comfortable, yet opulent chair in the room.
He owns the place, makes sense.
Eventually, one by one, tea is placed before you on little end tables next to each of the seats that you will sit in. And then, after Lord Gragas is placed last, and then his tea is poured, he takes it, raises it up, and looks at all of you.
I raise it.
Also raise.
I sigh and hold my cup up. That's really violent.
I'm trying to get shit done here.
Yeah, getting shit done would be talking.
While I agree, just humor. Elves are funny like that.
It's a culture thing.
Once everyone's tea is up, he takes a sip, puts it down.
And like a degenerate, I finished the entire thing of tea and one of the
That's fine.
burned my tongue.
And he says, I am Lord Rhys Karagas, of House Karagas, descendant of the Karagas line and patriarch of our family. You are who?
I am Goldmere, and this is.
And he
the rest
just
of my
looks
crew.
at you.
The goons.
I knew it was gonna happen again.
You just fucking made some shit up, man.
You should just learn. First
And
name
then
is Gold.
he
Last
doesn't
name is
interrupt,
Beer.
but he looks at you harsh. As soon as when you just say Gold, and then don't say anything.
His first name
Then
is
you
Gold, last
continue.
name is Mayor.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
This is Persephone. This is Tomer Jaeger. Ajax Windspark. Leon Pons.
I'm pretty sure I have a last name, by the
I
way.
just don't know what it
I
is.
don't know what the fuck
You don't know
it
what it
is
is.
either.
Then he goes,
You only trust 3 people in this group right now.
interesting.
We doesn't. You're not an elf, you're not an elf.
Very well,
Man,
on to
last
business.
So you're not an elf.
Elves are racist to everyone
I've
except
already
who has a
received
last name.
word from Lord Valorus that you visited his estate last night and have commenced the process in which this matter is entwined. I do not wish to speak too loudly for fear that ears that should not hear things may hear. And you kind of catch a sidelong glance towards his own servant.
Wow.
Insight check anyone that wants to.
I would love to insight check.
He suspects the servant.
Fuck this bitch.
16.
Well,
Dirty 20.
18.
15 or higher. This dude racist as fucked.
Hey,
Totally
at
racist.
least
That she's human, so therefore she's suspect, regardless of anything else.
he didn't sneeze when he fucking met me.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this quietly. I guess it doesn't really matter because I already told her. We were, in fact, being tailed if what my companions here saw was correct. So,
All the more reason for precaution.
secrecy, yes.
So would you like to continue this matter here or more private on the side?
Could you take us to the room, if you please?
Yes. Alina, that will be all. Please attend to other duties. She nods, walks off. He himself stands up and says, "Join me. I will take you."
Thank you.
I don't want
You go up the stairs, down a long hallway, and find another large room. Again, a room fit for an elven noble woman
Must be nice to be
that is trashed. It looks just as bad as Ivas's room. He says, "My daughter, Eluin, was last seen now 3 days ago.
Yeah, we're trying to hurry.
This is the state her room was left in.
Not totally different from the last ones.
I myself was the last to see my daughter.
Who?
He was
I
the last one to
myself.
see it.
Same.
She was at breakfast 3 days ago.
acted funny at all. Possessed, maybe. Any weird.
Give me a
mannerisms?
persuasion check.
Do you want some assistance?
gonna stand behind me and nod like,
No, I'm gonna keep asking. I'm gonna ask. A couple
What are you going to
questions.
say to assist him in persuasion?
Was she doing mannerisms that seem out of the ordinary compared to what she usually does, or did she ask for something
yeah, pretty much
different
the
in
same
her
thing.
in her
Okay.
course of?
Go ahead and roll.
An aneurysm?
Go ahead and roll with advantage since he's.
We should have let the bard do this one.
I got 2 17s. I have no plus.
Okay,
It's better than nothing.
fair enough.
I get good rolls on
He
these
says-
advantages.
My daughter is a bit spirited. However, let me just say that she does not necessarily adhere to the traditional ways as much as she should in representing this house. However,
That's my issue.
as of late, the last 3 weeks or so, it has been much worse. Yes.
While all this talking is
Percy
going
just-
on.
Oh my god. That's code for she's a hoe.
Who said
Um,
that?
Homicidal Lollipop
Oh,
said that.
Hannah.
That's fucking hilarious. Hannah.
While they're all talking, can I wander over to her dresser or whatever?
Sure.
And I'm specifically looking for spell components or ritual items.
Give me an investigation check.
Alright, ready for this? 17.
Okay. You kind of dig through everything in here, like as you're looking through, all of her drawers are freaking just open everywhere. Blah 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 blah.
All of them this time? Not
All of them,
Okay.
all of them, and
Yes, they're not all artists.
yeah, it's just all out there. Everything's messy. You don't notice anything in particular that stands out. It all kind of looks like a jumble mess.
Does she also have like a balcony type of esque situation there?
She actually has a true balcony, being that she's on the second floor. So this is a little different from what Yvasa had. Yvasa was more of kind of like an extended porch, a little private
Was she
porch.
first floor?
This is Yvasa was first floor. This is a second floor room with a true balcony.
Any signs of trailing off blood or anything like that?
I mean,
Windows
the
broken?
the rooms themselves, even though first floor versus second, practically identical amount of destruction.
Same types of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Same types of destruction.
And
You
no one-
also see undergarments, splatters of blood. I mean, this whole thing seems just deja vu.
And no one heard anything.
The last person to have any known contact and know for sure her whereabouts was Lord Karagas himself, and he claims that's the last.
But I mean,
Anyone
no
else
one
of
heard
yours?
any noise when this was happening in here. You don't have any security
None.
precautions.
None was
Nope.
heard.
Crashed
Lord
glass.
Karagas,
Dang.
Yes.
Maybe they use magic to
said
silence
she
it.
was acting different these past few weeks, or at least more unnatural.
Yes.
Do you have any idea for why that might be?
Honestly, I have not had as much contact with my daughter as I probably should. She is, for all intents and purposes, a grown-up, and therefore has her own life. However, while she lives under my roof, she represents this house and needs to represent it accordingly. But her time is her own. I perhaps should have kept a tighter leash, which he says through clenched jaws. You can clearly see there's a little bit of regret in his choices, but also anger.
Her actions in the previous week or so may not have been completely her own.
I do apologize for being rather hasty, but I feel like you've been skipping on some details. Stations not rather represent your household well, but you haven't really gone into the what that she's been doing, and I feel like that's crucial information right now.
He looks around, steps back quietly, pushes the doors closed just a little bit pushes him closer to where all the closed, kind of steps more into the center of the room, away from the doors, and says in a low voice, "As I said, I do not want ears to hear more. Bringing dishonor on my house is the primary thing that I am concerned with."
If you wish not for prying ears, I have something that can hear this.
Do not worry. Anyway, over the past 3 weeks has spent, shall we say, an excessive amount of time out with her girlfriends, Lord Valorous' daughter, Vasa, and Lord Honors' daughter, Savannah. In fact, almost every night, they would be out, leaving around lunchtime, and returning too late into the evening.
Is that unusual?
The idea
It
was
is
they were-
unbecoming a noble lady.
Go to these
strange hours. Now,
The few times I actually interacted with her, she had an excuse. Daddy, I'm going for lunch with the girls. And then upon arriving home so late, I am so sorry, Daddy. We had lunch and decided to window shop. And then we lost track of time. It got late. We had dinner and caught a show before deciding to come home. It is always some semi-plausible excuse.
Is there any kind of rule I could make to find out about perhaps gatherings of women doing odd things, like covens, perhaps?
Yeah, women insight check, if you will.
Women inside check.
You want me to do that, or?
You-
Pretty high AC
You've
there.
gotten the most insight you're ever going to get last night, and you're probably no. That there is no check for that.
Okay. Just trying to figure out if I can maybe like tie together something about how.
Lord Krogus, question. Is there a servant that would interact with your daughter the most? Like, did she
Yeah.
have romance?
Unfortunately, no. Lewin actually shunned our servants quite frequently, ever since she was little. I just do not think she liked the humans in particular, but others as well.
What about any neighbors?
Neighbors.
Yeah, the Romeo Juliet situation.
Neighbors. You two, you're not friendly, Sarah.
Obviously.
No, she's not.
How many high elves do you even know of?
Do you want me to find your kid or not?
Looks at you directly.
You're gonna get
Daggers.
gold.
I am
key.
not
Yeah,
meeting
there are-
that gaze.
There are daggers coming
Just
at
like
you.
staring
My
straight
high
ahead.
enough, I have a high enough perception
Oh,
to
yeah.
know this, and
Yeah,
I am
you picked it up.
willingly ignoring it.
Yeah, and he goes,
You just sweat, staring straight forward, not
he
meeting
goes,
us.
she would never associate with any of those that are our neighbors, even if I encouraged it, as the ones that are our neighbors. None of them have no heritage.
There's no one in any general vicinity that's like around her age, aside from her besties. Those three
Why do you
chicks.
think the three girls are friends? They are the only noble high elves in this city, as are our families.
Just like I did in the other house.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna sit back and shut up.
I think we should
Jen
probably,
just channeling
I think
my
we
lack
should
of
probably
fucks.
head to that last
Yeah,
house.
we should move on.
I'm gonna check under the bed real quick.
Did we look for another blueprint?
Well, she did.
I looked for
She
spell
rolled high.
components for
Oh,
the
okay.
ritual-esque
Okay.
thing.
Well,
You're
that's
gonna
the
check
same
it under the
thing.
bed? Give me an investigation.
Can I help with that?
Sure. Advantage.
Yeah, he's holding your legs.
He's gonna
So
lift
you don't
them.
get sucked in.
It's like a radar.
Actually, I'd figure it's more like Leon lays down to look out of the bed. Ajax lifts up the bed.
Okay, come on, we can get higher than that. Barely. 12.
Well, okay. I mean, other than some of the stuff, as obviously the room being ransacked, lots of stuff was thrown around and stuff, some of that getting under the bed. There's nothing like stored under there, nothing deliberately under there. You know, you see a couple socks and stuff that probably during the whole ransacking. But that's it.
I would like to look. Okay, go on.
I would like to look to see if there's any
Markings.
or
That's
a
what I
place
was
where she
thinking.
might have like a secret compartment in the room for certain things that she
Okay.
doesn't want to show people.
After that will be the last investigation check of the room because you guys basically thoroughly checked the room
Yeah.
at that point.
What are you looking?
I was going to look for more symbols and whatnot. Anything that might have, like, kind of root through some of the drawers, look for any books.
She already checked all the drawers.
Yeah, there's not.
Okay, so she was looking for something else, though. So I
Yeah,
was
but she
just-
already checked all the drawers.
Okay.
She would have noticed.
Fair enough.
Natural 20.
Okay, what's your total?
20.
Wait, I thought you had a high
And
investigation.
you're looking for specifically what again?
You just
Oh
need
no,
to get a plus
is
4.
it investigation or perception?
It's investigation.
If it's 24.
24. Okay.
Just to see if like there's any like hidden things that she keeps that only she would know that doesn't see.
Nothing that you see. You're looking around. I mean, it's actually pretty straightforward. It's, there is, there is clearly knife cuts or short blade cuts of some kind in materials, torn materials, things like that, stuff thrown everywhere. I mean, you could kind of say it's a mirror of the other one, but it's not. I mean, it's a different room, there's different stuff, but the activity, the amount of devastation is damn near the same amount. But there was nothing else that you found of interest.
Let's go to the next place.
Yeah. You said there was signs of struggle here too. It's almost identical.
I mean, yeah, as far as you can tell, it definitely looks like there's signs of some kind of struggle. Just
I
by
will
looking at
ask
it.
this: if you hate humans so much, why do you employ them?
They're
Who
beneath him.
said I hate humans?
Call it a hunch.
They have their purposes.
Daggers at gold.
Oh yeah.
You don't seem to trust the one that is in your employment very much. Is there a
I
reason
trust
for that
her.
past?
I trust her as far as I need. Now, if you are done grilling me, sir, you are in my employ, not the other way around.
Alright, Ajax, let's
calm down.
thank you very much, Sir Karagas. I do hope to return with good news, but I will return with you.
You know the rule, guys. You two stay behind.
So do I.
I actually wanted to go ahead and talk about that. So, judging since we haven't found the symbols in this room, we went ahead and almost lost that thread. I'm wondering if we should go to the library or seek a wizard. See if they can decipher the symbols. Because
That's what I
say
was
they're
saying.
arcane marks.
Is the last house nearby?
Eknot is not huge. It's not tiny, but it's not huge. It'll take you maybe 10 minutes to get to the other house.
What? You don't think it's worth it just to?
Well, we're obviously going to have to stop by there regardless.
Well,
But
let's-
I'm saying time is of the essence. If someone
Shall we split the party?
goes to
Yeah.
the library to see if they can decipher it, or goes to seek a wizard.
So, out of who's got the best for investigation besides me?
Probably
It's you.
me.
It's you and then Gold, I think.
All right, I'll go to the library because you really don't need me much. Just I'm gonna give you a little while, collect the blood, like I've been doing in the last two houses, just in case we can find anything. I'll head out to the library from here, and then we'll re-meet. Where do you want to re-meet? The guild or the honeypot? Which one's safer? The guild. All right, we'll meet you at the guild. You know where to meet me. I'll be on the upper level bar.
I'm actually probably gonna go with Tomer because I'm not feeling another fancy.
Okay, so you two are going to hit the library.
Yeah.
And you three will hit the other estate.
And I'll trail behind.
Okay, so and you're going to kind of do a Team B thing.
I'm
Team
gonna
B of just
before I
me,
leave.
yeah.
I'm gonna disguise myself to look as close as I can to Leon, so it looks like the same pair is leaving
Okay.
to the same place.
Okay.
That is smart.
I like it.
And then
right
Leon walks out looking
I like
like
it.
Leon.
Okay.
That way they don't know.
Okay, so you two leave the estate and head out towards the library.
Library's in the same fancy part of town.
Library
yes?
is in Northgate.
We gotta go to Northgate.
You have
Which
to
is,
go.
we're in
You're in
fancy
Ecknott.
bitch town, North Town. Okay.
You're in
Yeah, yeah.
Eggnog,
Can I see the?
and then
And there's
No,
no
the map.
black market shit in North.
not in
North-
Northgate
okay.
that you have found. I mean,
We are.
Northgate
Yeah,
is
yeah, we're
Put it this way, Ecknott is the Beverly Hills residential
Yeah.
area. Northgate is Rodeo Drive, the fancy fucking shops and all that kind of shit. And there's also high-end living, but it is not quite as fancy as Beverly Hills. And then the Bowl is Waterford Shopping Plaza. The docks are the fucking docks. I mean, it's docks. It's
And then
warehouse.
and then you got Crime Hills.
Yeah, and then Eastgate. Okay, yeah. Well,
Crime Hills.
what do you got to say about that? Eastgate's fucking Chicago.
Alright. Yeah, cool.
Waterford.
Before I go, before we leave the house, I'm just gonna go back a little bit. I'm gonna look at the three of them while we're still in the room. Is there anything you guys need from the bag before I leave? Because I'm taking it with me. Anything at all?
I've never used it.
I'll take that. Well, no, you need the
I need the
paper.
paper, but is there anything?
Well, we know where we can go if we need to reference those again. As there were slightly worse drawn versions of them.
I'm gonna see if I can find a wizard at the guild, but we're gonna go to the library first, just so I let you guys know, and then we'll head up.
All right, so it's going to be a little bit of a trip to get to the library. So you two leave first. Leon, you leave
behind.
a few minutes later to kind of give them that space. As you are leaving and heading over to the third estate, Lord Honors' estate, I need another wisdom save for you.
Or you go great.
I assist.
That is a 15.
Oh man, you
Good to know.
I insist on a wisdom save.
You guys continue to walk. It only takes about 10 minutes before you arrive at another estate that is actually slightly larger than Lord Valoris's. I mean, like, enough that it's noticeable. It has more space on the grounds. The house itself is about the same size, but the grounds are clearly noticeably larger.
He's got 2 more pillars in front of his house.
Yep.
They're made out of styrofoam.
But
they're props.
you make your way to the gate, and once again, there is a doorbell mechanism, so to speak.
And on our way there, can I just roll perceptions?
Go for it.
I'm looking around and seeing if our
Go for it.
And I'm also going to roll perception for after them.
Fair enough.
I got a 15.
11.
Are you looking around as well?
No.
All right, you can tell. You don't see anything following you.
Can I see if anything's following us?
We'll get to you.
I still haven't seen anything myself yet.
So you arrive there. You two are there first.
Ding dong.
All right. Eventually, a half-elven man comes down the steps. He seems to be relatively young compared to like what you just dealt with, the old woman. He's probably in his mid-30s.
Yeah,
He is dressed in kind of a typical waistcoat and setup of a house servant, the manservant or butler, and says, "Hello, how can I help you?"
We are here to speak to your lord on official business.
Ah, yes. Shall I? Excellent. He has been awaiting you. We actually just received word that you will most likely be on your way. Please, come on in. He opens the door.
Once we get inside, I'll just let him know again. We do have a third that's going to be.
And he says, good. He did say there was more of you at his estate, so it makes sense. Just a third. I'm not expecting
We
5
had-
in total.
3 more, but 2 of them went back to do some research on something we found.
Understood. Please, this way. Once again, you are led into the house, and this time, instead of into a tea room, you are led out the back into the gardens. And in the gardens, there is this nice, beautiful sitting area where you two already see a man sitting there with a fairly beautiful-looking elven woman sitting next to him.
They're trying to flex on us. They prepared for us. They took us out to the nice garden this time.
And as you get out there, you are kind of directed by this servant to please have a seat. It does not seem anywhere near as imposed or forceful as it was at Lord Karagas's, but it is still implied.
Well, I know the drill this time, so I'll sit down.
I happily take this.
As you do, nothing is said. Everyone waits. Leon, eventually you arrive at the gate. You are let in through your squinting eyes.
Sorry.
You are let in as well, and brought to that same garden area, and given a seat. At which point the manservant serves tea to everyone, and then leaves. At that point, tea glasses are raised. A sip, puts it down, and immediately just hear him say, "I'm Lord Peleus. That is my first name, yes. I hate going by the family name, and I hate this food. Shall we do it?
I have no objections.
Oh,
That's
Fun.
refreshing.
Thank you.
Chill house. That's
You
the
may
party
call me
house.
Blaze. This is my wife, Ladnua.
It is lovely to meet you.
Laynua. Ladnua. It's, I know, fucking elf names online generated.
One more
It
time.
sucks.
for
Ladnua.
Ladnua. Laynua.
Laynua.
Kind of bow my head. Pleasure to meet you.
She just nods. Doesn't say anything.
I hate typing on these things.
He says,
I assume we introduce ourselves as well.
I already know who you are.
Fair enough.
Information from Lord Karagas arrived shortly before y'all did.
I hope he said good things.
I
I would expect him not to. But I understand that this, of course, is something that we wish to definitely be dealt with quickly and quietly, hopefully, as all we wish is our daughter to be returned safely to us. At which point the wife just nods. What's your reason for perception? Oh yeah, you notice that, kind of the mention of her daughter. It's clear that she's had a little bit of sadness. There's, marks of tears in the recent past.
This one's actually
A little bit of redness around the eyes. But Peleus says, "I'm going to cut to the chase. Neither our daughter nor that of the other two high-elven lords in the city have been the best representatives of our houses as of late.
So we've heard.
By all means, you are more than welcome to look at the scene of the crime, my daughter's room. But I will tell you, there's, from what I have heard, probably not too much extra movement from there. But I leave it up to you as professionals. I am no investigator myself. Neither is my wife.
Your input is still highly valued.
I thank you. But yes, it is difficult, I should say. Let's just say, at least to have your daughters removed from your presence, but it is also difficult to endure their behavior. He looks to his wife and says, "My dear, if you need to, I will understand." She just nods. She gets up and she walks away. And after she's sufficiently far away, he says, "I do not like to mention such things in front of my wife, but it must be said. Seville, as of late, has been arriving back to our home in, shall we say, less than noble condition. My wife suspects drugs. I think it may be drink, but I don't know. It could even be both.
If it's any peace of mind to you, that weird, her acting weird may not be entirely her own doing. We're trying to pinpoint exactly what may be going on, but
Something you noticed from the first house. Her name was.
Ivasa?
Thank you. I was checking my notes. It's almost there. Her name was Ivasa. Something that struck our attention was in a sketchbook of hers. Odd symbols, clearly arcane in nature, and in any case where people go missing and things are awry, if there is magic involved, then there's more than meets the eye.
elves magically inclined.
Many elves are.
Many are, not all are.
Well, can I hold the
That's
paper up?
a stereotype, you
Oh.
racist.
It's okay, it's an elf there.
Oh, okay.
Can I hold the paper up and just see if they, just in case,
I have the paper.
I took it with me. Oh no, that's right.
I have.
I describe it in excruciating detail.
He has no idea.
I was gonna say.
That's
He has-
right. You have to take it with you.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Well, I was hoping you would have some inclination to it. If you'd seen anything like that recently at all. It is of my belief that this is very important to this case, but we only have the one small lead. Nothing more.
If you could take us to the room.
Actually, I shall. If I may, I will direct you to Leanne. Leanne actually was the last to have seen Seville. Since the disappearance, and Leanne and Seville are actually quite close, despite the fact that certain strictures and customs of our not only our station but our heritage typically do not smile upon such things. You will see what I mean. And he actually picks up a little bell and rings it. A little bit later, the mail, half elf, arrives. Says, "Yes, my lord. What can I do?" Says, "Would you fetch Leanne?" Says, "Right away." He kind of runs away. Comes back a little bit later with a little halfling woman in tow. She is dressed in what is clearly a maid's outfit. Just a simple dress, plain, but functional for cleaning and stuff like that without getting it old. So she says, "Yes, my lord. What can I do?" She says, "Would you please show these three to my daughter's quarters and answer any questions they may have? They're here to help." She says, "Of course, my lord. Of course." And then she begins to lead you three through the house to the 4th floor. Say, a little bit bigger, a little taller, not really wide. To a smaller room than the other two girls, but even more lavishly appointed.
Except
Also
it's probably torn
trashed.
up. Yep.
Trashed as all hell.
Rager!
And again, it's almost like deja vu looking at this stuff because it's just messed up. And she says, "Here's the room, and I guess my lord said to answer any questions you have. So, whatever you wish to know, I'm more than willing to talk about."
I'm gonna start looking around for more of those symbols or anything that may be out of place like it was in the first house.
Give me an investigation check.
I shall assist and give
Now
you
you get advantage.
inspiration.
Oh, and you're getting bardic inspiration.
What does
see
that mean?
Extra 1d8 if you need it.
You don't have to use it, but you got it for the next 10 minutes.
I rolled a 15. I may take that 1d8.
I would say go for it.
This is the d8.
Yep.
19.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
As you're looking around, you don't find any symbols, but what you do find in the desk that she has there, it's a smaller desk than what the other girls have. Her room is a little bit smaller, and the desk itself was actually kind of knocked over on its side. That's what allowed you to, looking behind the desk, you see somehow like stuck on the back, almost in a little carved out slot. You find this really interesting looking key that has a heart-shaped bow, which is like the back end of the key, and a silver ribbon attached to it.
Where'd you find there, Ajax?
Some kind of key.
Leah, do you know anything of this?
Oh, I think I've seen her use that before. It was used on a book. I really don't know what the book was.
Do you know where
I can
the book-
assume it was a diary. That's my best guess.
Do you know where it was, though?
No, she was a clever lass. She had hiding places, I assume. I never saw her take it out or put it back. I only saw her with it in her hands at times and using the key, but I never saw where she put it or retrieved it from.
I suppose I should also ask you the same thing with some other households. You were the closest with her before she disappeared? Relatively
Yes,
close?
she did not share everything. But I was a little bit of a confidant. At least at one point. This last month or so, it has been very... She seemed more secretive than before.
That is what I was getting to. Secretive. And I'm assuming there's not much more that you can elaborate on that.
Unfortunately, no. I mean...
Figures.
Let me just say that
That's strange symbols. Girls leaving later at night and arriving at all of the stations.
Oh, I'm gonna collect that blood sample.
Get this diary. Gold, you've been pretty quiet. What you thinking about?
I'm trying to figure out what you all is assaulting with. The only thing I can be thinking.
I just
It
don't
is an
see everything
easy,
connecting to the moon.
It is an easy thing to blame for sure.
Let,
This seems more culty.
let,
Take
let
some
me
pieces.
just say this to answer your question.
Alright.
She's been very secretive, but she's been acting giddy, almost like a schoolgirl with a crush. And she seems to be hiding things more. She doesn't tell me as much as she used to.
I feel like noble houses really should keep an eye on these behaviors more than they do, but I can't say that's your fault. It's just something odd I've noticed. Almost like there's more to it behind the houses themselves.
Give me a persuasion check.
Right. I'm pretty fucking good at those. Yeah, that's a 24.
Oh shit.
She actually goes, yes, maybe we should. She looks around a little bit nervously and says,
getting somewhere. Let's not waste time, please tell.
Well, I heard some shouting. It was maybe a week ago. I came to check what it was. Lord Onrus, sorry, prefers his first place, was yelling at Celia. Or Savelle, was yelling at Savelle. And she was yelling back. I could not hear everything that was said. Because the door was closed. I heard the shouting and wanted to make sure everything was okay. But I did hear the Lord say, I've heard you've been hanging out with some human scoundrel. And that you and Avasa and Inuin have been drinking to excess and behaving in ways unbefitting of your station and heritage. I will not tolerate this insolent behavior, besmirching the good name of our house. And then Savelle said something. I couldn't quite tell what it was. She said it was. I could hear her voice. It was low. It was angry, but I couldn't make out the words. And then I heard a sharp slap.
Oh.
And she yelled, and then I could hear muffled sobs. Then I heard the footsteps of the Lord come towards the door, so I hid around the corner, and the door began to open, but then stopped. And I could then clearly hear him say, with the door open, if you do not stop bringing shame upon our house, I will take whatever action is necessary to preserve our legacy, even if that means you are no longer a part of it. Think on that before you choose poorly once more. I will be speaking to Lord Karagas and Lord Valoris on the morrow. I'm sure they will agree. You are not to see Ivasa and Eluin again to prove you can make more responsible choices.
I whispered to Leon.
I'm noticing hints of potential vengeance here.
I don't know what else to tell you. This
You've been
is what I
incredibly
heard.
You have been the most helpful this entire case, which,
That is true. You've given us much more.
again, I find odd that the lords themselves of their own houses cannot provide us with more information, but a humble servant, again, very much appreciated.
You've been a tremendous help.
You, should take this, and don't shy away from it. I won't take no as an answer. And I hand her over 10.
Okay, she at first tries to refuse, but because you are insistent, she eventually takes it. And at that point, we're going to take a break, because I'm about to pee myself.
Yay!
So we'll take a short break, and then we will...
up.
Yeah, and then we will be back. So see you guys in about 10 minutes.
The only one that's bad with names is this guy right here.
So,
Okay, now we are
got
Tomer.
NPCs
now we are
too.
back with the
You're
actual
raging.
background, so we're good to
It's
go.
not a toolbar.
Okay, so
It's not a toolbar.
where you guys were,
So-
you had just gotten some information from one of the servants. That one was actually, what was her name again?
Halfling.
Leanne.
Leanne. Yes.
Leanne!
No, I thought it was
All my
Leon.
notes are like
No,
I gotta
the
scroll
wife.
through.
Oh,
Yeah,
you-
Leanne.
I was
Okay,
joking.
so you
Oh,
got
boy, it went
you got
right
a little
over there.
information
I'm
from
not
Leanne.
yet.
You are still in the bedroom of Savelle, Onrus. And again, it is trashed. You have already done a little bit of searching and managed to find a key that, according to
Find the
Leanne,
diary.
goes to a diary of Savelle's. But you have not found the diary. So while you guys are there, you two, Tober and Persephone, you make your way over towards the library. By this time, making, all the different travel you have done to the different houses and, sitting there, talking to them and everything. By the time you get to the library, you're now right around almost noon. you get there, and what exactly are you attempting to get into?
On the way there, I'm gonna see if anybody's following us.
Give me
I'm
perception.
not.
At least I
Don't
care
give a
about
shit.
our
I
safety.
don't care.
No, I'm not gonna be able to.
18 flat because I got nothing else to add to that.
Okay. You do not see anything that you would say, oh, that's some baby following us. It seems okay, we're in the clear kind of thing.
We'll go. I'll take off the disguise as soon as we're inside.
Okay.
Who's at the desk? Is it the old man again, or is
Yes.
it someone else?
Yeah, it's the old man. He's the many times that you've been to the library, it seems like he is not the sole worker, but one of the primary ones. He has
He's
been there.
full-time.
He has been there most of the time. He might not always be at the desk, the main desk himself, but he is definitely out and about a lot. There is a couple others that you do see working, but he is currently at the desk.
I'm gonna go up to him. Hello, sir.
Hello.
We are inquiring some information over certain arcane symbols. I don't know if you can point us in the right direction. It's for personal research.
Arcane symbols, so magic. One moment. He starts digging through some, what you would effectively call like an old card catalog style filing system behind the desk, and eventually comes to a point at about 30 seconds to a minute later, where he says, yes, arcanum, arcanus majoris, yes, symbology, arcanum. Here we go. Yes, I would say stack 17, east wing, on the 3rd floor.
Is there anybody that could assist us further in our investigation once we get to that section? Do you have anybody?
You could bring what you find here. I may be able to assist you that way, but unfortunately, right now, I must remain here. I have some work I need to attend to. The others, we're currently going through a new filing system. I apologize that it took so long to find what you want. You get the impression that he would have found the card you're looking for so much quicker, and he seems embarrassed by it, even though it only took like 30 seconds to a minute. He's like, I apologize. It's been, it's hectic right now.
It's perfectly fine. I'm going to take out the paper. Would you have any idea what specific section look for something like this? And I show him the rooms.
Yes, stack 17, east wing, 3rd floor.
Just double confirming. Thank you for your time. Come on, Sammy, let's go. Go to that.
So he did not recognize that at all.
No, that's what I was
That's the
hoping.
that's the correct
But
stack
I'm
that
gonna
he
go
was sending
for
us towards.
no.
Mhm.
Yeah, based on the fact that he didn't immediately say anything other than the look exactly where I told you 2 fucking seconds ago. You
Yeah.
Take a
dumbass.
hit.
Bless you.
Bless.
Thank you.
We'll go to that.
Bless.
We'll go to that section and
Okay.
look exactly where he tells us to look.
Go ahead, and as you're looking through, give me an investigation check.
I
And-
do investigate 9.
Okay.
I'll do my own because I have +4. 18 +4.
Oh, excellent. Yes, you managed to find a couple different books, 4 to be exact, on arcane symbols and different things. It seems like it's broken up into a couple different schools of magic covered over these 4 books that you're looking through. And as you're going through, you do manage to match up the symbols that you're looking at with symbols in the book in various places. You actually have to go through a couple of different books. They don't look exactly like the symbols in the book. Something about them is a little bit off. It doesn't feel quite right. And you're like, I'm not sure about all this. It's not the exact same. But as you look at it, where is that? What you do find out is that the symbols seem to be of the schools that cover transformation, domination, and transference of energy or power.
Transformation, domination, and transfer of power.
No problem, Canis Galbani. Glad you were here. Sorry that you gotta go, but glad you joined us.
Transfer of power. So that's what I'm getting, mainly that those are coming from this
Those
school.
symbols are something to do with that, but there's just little bits that is off about them, but as the discussion you guys had before, especially when Ajax was looking at them and kind of piecing them together, the drawing itself really looked like they were drawn deliberately.
I'm gonna grab a fresh sheet of paper, and I'm gonna write down the symbols that look exactly like it, just to have a reference to bring back to the group.
Sure, no problem.
And then, is there anything else?
Just the same shit I always look for. I think I already got a book.
Did you find anything?
Let me think that.
That's fine.
It's called Flora. It's in the Abyss. They use it for drugs. And if anyone who's not from the Abyss uses it, it definitely fucking kills you. And it's addictive as hell.
Alright, that might be. Maybe that's it. Do you want to do some research or do you want to swing it back to the guild? Oh, with our information, we'll head back to the guild.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are traveling back to the guild, which is a little bit of a hike.
Good finds.
Back to you three. Again, in Sabelle's room. What are you doing now?
I am trying to find that diary.
Okay.
Also gonna look around for that guy.
Okay, so you're assisting him?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your plus?
I got a +1 for investigation.
I got a plus 0, so I'm going to assist you.
Alright.
Alright, go ahead. Roll with advantage there, Leon.
Okay, 16.
Okay. As you're looking through, you decide, I'm going to try the whole bed thing again. And so you begin to look under the bed.
Oh, let's go for the bed.
And Ajax starts lifting it up once again. And as you do this, you're grabbing onto it, you kind of lift it up, and you get it at an odd angle. The mattress kind of shifts a little bit on top of the box spring, and a book falls out.
Oh, would you look at that?
The book is
Good job,
a fairly
Gabe.
simple-looking
I handed the key.
leather cover book, but on the book it has a metal clasp that has part of the clasp is a heart-shaped metal plate with a key.
Leanne, I'm assuming you don't mind.
No, but considering the circumstances,
We won't
I don't
pry.
think it's a brief of privacy here. I'd much rather her be found than worry about
I
that kind of
agree.
thing.
It's just a formality. I'm used to dealing with these kind of things, and I don't like prying.
We can skip
I
towards
understand.
the end, because that's where our most recent. If
Fair
you
enough,
want.
but
If we find.
I think we
please
should check as much as we can. Into the lock.
That's the same thing you did last night.
Boom.
Okay.
Bastard.
As you open that up and you begin to search through the book in the first pages you turn to, it looks like the book is got a date in the upper right corner that looks about 5 years ago is where it starts, and it also says at the top in that same corner, upper right corner of the page, volume 12. Obviously, she seems to be
A writer?
a writer.
Yeah.
She, likes to document her life.
Yeah,
As
needs
you're
more
going through it,
evidence,
everything seems very straightforward as you're kind of reading through. You guys, there's a lot here.
So this book
You're
was
taking-
labeled Volume 12,
Up in the right corner is volume 12.
like not the section of the book that.
Up at the
just-
first page in the upper right
Oh my
corner.
God! So there's more books.
I think we'll be
And-
fine. This was dated 5 years ago. There's no way that we'll be able to find that.
And as you're looking through this, it takes a while to start going through this. You manage to get, kind of skim through things because, 5 years, that's nowhere near here. But you look at a couple of the first pages, they look very standard for what you would expect a girl's diary to be. Even one that is technically an adult, like a young woman. There's a little bit in there on things like crushes she has.
Disgusting.
There is some, talk about personal insecurities and things like that, and also stuff about how horrible her father is with all his rules.
That checks out.
I thought he was a nice guy.
And then
Well, no,
as
I agree, but
As
it
you-
seems like she's got some kind of groove.
as you thumb through even more and kind of skip past into the middle of it, you see there's a couple entries about specific incidents in which she defied her father's orders and he punished her. Some seem like, small, simple punishments. You're grounded. I'm, removing your allowance. I'm doing this. Things like that. But there are a few noted in there as you kind of skirt through. A couple catch your eye, where she talks about how he beat her,
Ajax,
and it hurt. It was, I feel violated from the attacks.
Okay. That's not...
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I was about to say.
An insight check a diary.
Do I
That's a
insight
12.
check that?
That's if you would like to.
Yeah.
Daddy's
I would
abusive.
like-
No advantage because you're both
Yeah.
doing insight.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, one.
You actually reading through it, you get the impression that this is one side of the story. That it seems like it's a little exaggerated and may not be quite as bad as you think. But there is 2 specific times where it talks about him specifically actually hitting her, but they were simply slaps, open palm slaps across the face. Other than that, he does not. It does not specifically say that he physically hit her. So it seems more likely spanking or something like that, something mild in comparison. But you can kind of get the impression that from her side of the story, it was so devastating to her. Personally, it really hurt her emotionally. Okay. So it's one-sided, and there is some truth to it as far as you can tell, but at the same time, it might not be as bad.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to tell. Okay. Then you get towards, about 3/4 of the way through. About the last quarter of the book, you notice it's empty pages, so you skip back through it. About 3/4 of the way through, you find some more pages. You're kind of looking through, and then you find about 3 weeks ago or so, you see some entries in there where she starts detailing meeting an extremely handsome and charming human man named Crestia.
Christian or Christian?
Crestia.
You know Christian.
I think that's a definite no.
Yeah.
By the way she writes about this guy, as you're paying more attention to these entries, she's also got like little doodles and stuff in the margins of hearts and things like that. By about the 4th entry on him, it's clear she's fallen for this man.
You said the one from the cave was a half elf, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
From there, as you continue to look through, the entries get darker and darker. She begins to detail some of the things she has done with him.
Kinky shit. Gotcha.
It starts with them making love and how beautiful and wonderful an experience it was.
That's not creepy.
Yeah, see?
But then she begins talking about the amazing drink he provides to her and her friends and how it makes them feel. She describes the cravings it gives her and how she
Jack's
never wants
cravings.
that feeling to stop. How it enhances everything and removes all inhibitions. She then, in follow-on entries,
Room suddenly got a little warmer.
starts describing several very depraved sex acts in detail that her and her friends have done with this man. By the end of it, you see one of the final entries, not the final, but one of the final, how she sacrificed a rabbit over his manhood, licked the blood off him, and then drank some of it from a cup
This
to
is
prove her
grody.
devotion.
Guys, this is
Women
real
are crazy.
grody.
Yo, medieval motherfucker.
I was
Crazy
joking
bitch.
about the kinky shit, but this is
It-
actually the kinky shit.
It even says how not only did she do it, but all three of them did. Listing them by name, Ivasa and Ailua.
Shimlo, forgive me for what I've just read.
And it's clear by her writing, she is not ashamed of such behavior in the least, but loves it and longs to do more, as do her friends.
You should
But
have
she
like
kno-
doodles of this Christian guy.
Doodles of like hearts and things like that.
Doesn't have like a drawing of him.
Oh hell.
I don't think it has anything to do with the root.
Okay.
So,
But you know, she longs to do more, but she knows others won't understand. So she's been keeping her activities secret and only mentioning them in the diary, even though she's dying to shout them out to the world. And the final entry you see details how Christian promised to free the girl and her friends from their droll lives and give them the power to live in ecstasy with him for the rest of eternity.
Bad touch.
It says specifically, Christian told us to meet him at the old Gorgon Tavern in Eastgate tomorrow
I
night.
say it again. Say it. Old Gorgon Tavern, Eastgate.
Yeah. I can't wait to see my lovers again and be free from this horrid prison. Fear not, my loves. I will be there. I can hardly stand the wait.
literally.
Anyway,
I'm thinking
Gold,
ridiculous.
Gold, Ajax.
Suck it ass.
I think.
I'm disgusted.
Well, first off, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Fred Shemlo.
But I think Tomar might have had a point about the whole mind control thing. He brought up, you know, that whole drink that she was mentioning seems to be some kind of drug. So
It would appear that way.
It's called liquid cocaine.
Now, I have a very important question for you. You were also trying to insight that. Does that mean you were reading this out loud?
yeah,
Give me perception checks. All three of you.
shit.
Oh.
The dad.
Oh, I got a 21.
got a 13.
21.
Yeah.
You two see
Good job.
Leanne's.
21.
As you're reading through this, Leanne's face is white as a sheet. And she almost looks like she's going to be sick.
Me too.
And she starts crying as you are reading through these depraved, dark, illicit details.
I'm going to reassure her. I don't believe this was of her own will. We're going to try to get to the bottom of this. I hope to... Oh, God, I hope...
Please,
I
please
hope
help
to
her.
Shimlo
Please help
that
her.
we plan on it.
He said the thing.
We got a location.
I think we had to.
Let's regroup and we head to...
Was the
That.
Pod we agreed, or was it the kid?
It was the guild.
Okay,
Let's make haste. We're already days late.
so you start heading back to the guild. Okay.
I don't know if they're still there.
All of this happens as you head back to the guild. Again, relatively decently long travel due to the distance within the city. By the time you all end up back at the guild, it is now getting close to about 1:30.
PM or 8? Oh, okay.
Is there?
And, by the way, regardless of how you feel on anything else, you're now growling tummies are telling you you gotta eat something.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I'm at the
eat and
guild,
then
so yeah.
Yeah, we'll eat.
we'll eat and we gotta hurry, so it's gonna be a speed run on lunchtime.
I got to
Alright.
the guild first, not a speed run.
Okay. Yeah, you're taking your time, enjoying. You and Tomer got there. You actually, based on how long it took you to get to the library, it didn't take you super long to do the research because you got help. But the travel, it took you a while to get to the library and then back. You actually only get there ahead of these guys by about 10 minutes.
That's fine. What'd you guys find out?
We gotta leave.
We've got more than.
I also gotta leave. We gotta talk. We need to talk and walk fast.
Yeah, we got a location. I say quietly.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna pull them all in. Listen, those symbols are from the schools of transmutation, dominance, and
Plus, transformation.
transformation.
It's not really the school.
I like to assume Tomer just incorrectly
I'm
informed
just-
us.
Yeah, that could be.
I'm not a magic man. God damn it.
The different tones of
And the
magic.
trans-
Isn't that literally your class?
No.
No.
No, that's
No.
me.
magic into?
No, I don't do magic.
No, that's all me.
She does magic. She just doesn't know how it works. That's the
And
thing.
the
She's
Yeah,
sorcerer.
I
She
don't know
just
what the
gets
fuck
it.
I'm doing. I'm just
She
doing
just gets it
it.
and throws it out
And the
there.
transfer.
Shit's just happening.
Yeah.
So, transformation, domination, transfer power.
That does sound like mind control.
What'd you guys find out?
We found out there's some kind of odd sex ritual they're doing with this man named Christian. He gave them some sort of drink, and so they've been meeting with him. Sacrificial things, killing rabbits, etc., etc.
I'm not going to
Does
describe.
this name ring a fucking bell?
I'm not going to describe in detail what we read. I
The
don't.
moment he says that, I'm gonna automatically think of the vampire bitch. How she drugged me as well.
It could be related, but we don't know. We do have a location though. I whisper.
With my background in fiends and
I
the like,
show.
is there a check I can do to see if the
Yeah, I also have
instances
fiends.
of this would remind me of a particular monster that I may have studied or
I have
known
fiends.
about?
Incubus.
I have
Incubus.
Rather,
Yeah,
it's a
really.
history or a religion check.
I'm gonna allow.
I know I have fiends and some other
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm going to allow. Let's see, where is it? Yep. I'm going to allow you to do a religion check, Tomer, and yes, you get advantage on this because of your thing. It does apply to it. And gold. I'm going to actually allow you a straight intelligence check at advantage because of your Horizon War background.
Alright. Dirty 20 on religion.
Okay.
Because I only have a +1.
19 on intelligence check.
Okay. The name doesn't ring a bell for you, Tomer, but you feel this is demonic of some kind. Gold, Gold, you are 100% positive that this has to do with some kind of demonic entity, and you're also confident that the drug that they mentioned is definitely got a link somehow to that.
So,
That's right, bitches. We need to hurry. That's when we got a demon on our hands. Let's head out. Leave it. Let's head out. Where are we going?
Is Recluse okay? We're going to the
Ah.
fucking tavern.
Old Gorgon
Yeah,
Inn.
Listen.
Old Gorgon Tavern.
is Eastgate like the really dangerous part of town? Yeah, we're not bringing the horses.
No. Yeah, but we do have to hurry.
Let's go. Let's fuck it.
Yeah. I assume we all leave with haste.
Okay, so hand me the zone map. Okay, so
Jesus
you
Christ.
guys, right now, you're in the bowl. Okay, first off, you have no idea where the old Gorgon Inn is.
We're at the guild, right? We could ask around.
Good.
Yeah, we'll ask.
But you know it's in Eastgate somewhere. And Eastgate encompasses this entire area.
That's kind of big.
Let's just find the
Let's,
who are here
Let
map
me,
sign.
can I ask Aiden if he's at the desk?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Aiden as well.
If Aiden's at the desk, I'm going to ask
I have a side thing I want to do while they're asking about
Sure.
what the location is.
Let's go with you first then.
Assuming I can take that paper with the fucking drawings and shit, the ritual symbols.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is there a witch and or warlock in the guild I can borrow?
Give me an investigation check with advantage because these kind of services are posted, so it's easy to find if it's there. What'd you get?
5.
5. You find one person,
Oh, cool, sweet.
rank B.
Which is higher,
Trash.
way lower. Garbaggio.
It's above
I mean,
C,
it's
which
better
is
than the
C is
shit
barely
I
in.
have. Okay, I'll
B
take it.
is okay. We're in, but we're not necessarily that great. Okay.
We started there.
I'm gonna go there anyway.
Okay. You find the this person is actually staying in one of the rooms at the Freelance Association, offering out their services. And as you knock on the door, it opens, and you see a young gnome. Hello, how could I help you?
Fire hold up the paper. Does this mean anything to you?
Interesting. What kind of spell are you doing?
Not really sure.
This could be used in a variety of ways.
Is it a ritual situation?
It could also be a hex of some kind. And the possibilities are expansive. I mean, if you have any other information that might help.
I really don't know. Like, that's Percy has zero fucking.
I actually have the
I
other
have
piece of
the
transmission
least
script.
amount of information humanly possible.
Tieflingly possible.
I know.
Chief, I got nothing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Sorry, I can't help much beyond that without further information. But, the best I can tell you is that, this is for transformation, here and here and here. These, are dealing with, control, or domination of some kind. And, these over here, would an exchange of energy. If you but yes. Someone is delving in the demon.
Someone his life
Since I was basically raised there, can I demonic check?
What is it you're trying to do?
Based on the knowledge, very little knowledge I got from her, plus the library, knowing it's now demonic in some sense, does anything ring a bell for something I've seen before or anything like that? No.
Well.
Alright, I guess that's all I got.
Okay. So, the rest of you,
Aiden, my good sir.
I do check
Yes.
her a gold,
how
by the
can I
way.
help you?
We have business to attend to in
You're talking like that.
He's British now.
Sorry,
Dear heavens, I'm
You're a
laughing.
British were-orc.
there's a lot of voices going in my
I
head.
give
I
her
see.
a gold, by the way.
Oh, she happily accepts and
I will lend you.
I will happily
she,
accept.
obviously that, pays the portion of the guild and a little bit to her.
What are we looking for?
She earns
Old
credits.
Gorgon Tavern, Eastgate.
Hey Aiden, we're looking for a place called what was it?
Old Gorgon Tavern, Eastgate.
Gorgon
I hope
Tavern,
you say
Eastgate.
quietly.
The old
Old
Gorgon.
Gorgon
Why
Tavern.
would you want to go there? That place has been shut down for maybe 40 years.
We think that
That was there when Eastgate was habitable.
we have some personal business not related to the guild, and we want you to take care of it.
Actually, he's kind of.
We think we need to get to the location as soon as possible. You can show us.
Give the quest. Understood, but if it's not related to the guild, I will remind you that you do have a job. You are under contract, so please do not be neglecting your job.
We'll do 20 gold. This is a guild job.
Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Don't need your money.
Okay, never mind.
this is guild
No.
job related.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is in
we're
relation
there
to
as
the
well,
job.
so it's
Yes.
Yeah,
This
we're
is the one that
we're just-
we actually just accepted.
We're just,
Ah,
we're
I
just in a
see.
hurry. I got
Really? Leading you to the old word. That is quite interesting.
Investigations
But of
are
course, let me see if I can find where that might be. I'm trying to remember myself, but give me a moment. He goes into the back, and then he comes out about 10 minutes later, and you guys are just kind of sitting there waiting, like, what the fuck's taking him so long? He finally comes out 10 minutes later, and he has an older map of the city, and he
Like,
lays
I
it
think I
down.
probably remember.
He lays it down, and he looks and he says, "Okay, you see here's Eastgate. It was at one point much nicer, closer to Northgate in where Northgate is now, but not quite. definitely more upper middle class. But
I
right
don't think
here,
it matters too much right now. But pray tell, what happened that made it so shit?
time, the economy, politics, you name it.
You take your pick.
All of the above.
Yes. But right here, if you see through on this street, in order to get there, and he places a current map next to it, and he's kind of comparing the two. He says, many things have changed, but it looks like the best route is here, and he kind of outlines a route for you. And he says, you'll find it on this street. The street should still be here, however, the name may be different. It's not really marked on the map as the same, but right here you should be able to find it. I mean, that's the best I can get you.
That's all we need, and we couldn't accept anything more than you could offer. We appreciate this. Have a good day. Let's roll
Not a
out.
problem.
Be off.
Wait, where's Persephone?
I came down.
Oh, I
The
didn't
10
know
minutes
that.
you guys were waiting, I
Mhm.
sorted my shit out. It didn't take very long.
All right, let's grab it and go.
Oh.
So you guys, you make your way down with them, and you guys heading out that way.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're not taking horsey.
We might
No
get, they might
horse.
get stolen.
Not if I'm riding horsey.
You have to park it
You have
outside.
to park it outside, and it's gonna get robbed.
And they don't have free parking there.
And you guys are
You don't have horse
all
alarms either.
racist.
I'm incredibly racist.
Really? I got sniffed at
No, I'm
and
so sure
sneezed
I
at by a human.
Hey, I didn't say other
Poor
people were
people suck.
racist.
Oh, look at you, you're poor.
Don't act like I didn't grow up there.
Your mother.
It's because you're
Someone
dead.
worse. Don't worry about it. You wanna be started?
We're off to the poor town.
All right.
We're
So
off to see the slide.
you start making your way through the streets
See the
over
Gorgon,
towards
the wonderful
over
Gorgon.
towards Eastgate, and it is a little more difficult than you thought, because Aiden did give you a map that covers what you would expect to see. However, the problem with it is that, well, that map is old. And even comparing it to the new map and the cross streets, some streets have changed due to buildings being either knocked down and rebuilt, or mostly just knocked the fuck down, and pathways shifting, things like that. And not many people over the last probably about 30 years really caring to survey that area accurately. As such, it takes you almost 3 hours to make your way there. So you end up finally finding yourselves standing in front of a very old, rundown building.
Is it Tail Spire time? Tail Spire time.
Gonna be starting.
You
soon.
stand
Real
yourself.
tired.
You find yourselves standing in front of a very old, rundown building.
They got Barclay Big Bookies.
Chocolate bookies.
They got Barclay Big Bookies.
Go for some
This-
bookies right now.
This rundown building, you see on a sign out front of it that this is clearly the Gorgon, as it is
Looks
written
showing.
on the sign
That's cool.
with a picture of a Gorgon on it as well.
I wonder what happened.
But the building itself is indeed extremely run down. You see portions of it caved in. There is debris everywhere. The area is trash.
Start like that's my immersion.
I'm gonna look at Gold and the group and I'll be like, well, first off, can I make a perception check with the blood that I have? I would have to go to hybrid form, but I wouldn't do that right now.
Did we have a short rest since your last one?
Yeah. No, we got. I did. Last time I transformed was the night before.
That was yesterday.
That was the
Okay.
night before.
Yep.
That's right.
I could hybrid transform and try to smell them out and see if they're actually here.
I'm gonna go look through the window.
Okay, which one?
The closest window.
Yeah, we can't waste time.
You're gonna go look through the closest window.
Well, I'll see you open there.
Also, I don't know if it's the effect of the thing, but I'm definitely not glowing.
What do you demon I see?
Yeah, you are.
I'm glowing though because
For
if
what
it's, is
reason
it
would
getting
I
dark?
be glowing?
You have a torch?
No.
Oh, well then you.
I
do
am
not have a
Queen
torch.
of Darkness. Why
Yeah.
would I?
Okay. So you don't have a
Poor
torch?
decision making.
Is it dark out now? Are we pushing the evening?
No, it's not. In fact,
I'm-
I will adjust that because you guys are not actually in darkness because
Damn
you got there approximately
4
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I wanted it to be nighttime.
Yeah, well,
Shit.
Yeah.
So
Which it's
it is
18
about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
plus
So you
something,
guys actually
maybe.
have some light
I
to
don't know
work
if
with.
it's investigation or perception.
I'd also like to ditch the torch and Misty step into the second floor.
Ooh,
Are
straight
we?
in.
And,
Was-
I'm
and
gonna try the front
you guys
floor.
probably wouldn't have any torches lit at this point in time because it is kind of late afternoon, so it's still relatively light out.
Question. You're going in the
Was
front.
it a perception or an investigation?
What are you
Go around the
trying
back.
to discern?
Let's go
I
back.
just want to fucking
Do you
look
want me
inside
to,
the building.
that
there
is a
anyone
perception.
in there? Alright, 18.
Make you
Okay.
invisible?
As you look through
Yes.
the window,
I'm gonna get their attention.
what you see is
Alright. You know what to do.
the inside of that first floor looks completely thrashed. This is clearly a building that has been abandoned for many years. Perhaps had people squatting in it at times. There is trash. There is junk. Things are broken. Things were probably looted out of it. You don't see any people or any life currently inside of it.
He's already gone.
Alright, I'm going to message Gold and tell him I see nobody on floor number uno.
And before you go, you had said that you were going to Misty Step to the second floor.
Yep.
So you're going to hop up to that opening right there, I assume? Alright, so Gold, you go ahead and Misty Step right there. And
Oh, is that just exposed?
that is
Oh,
exposed. And as you do, you will get to see
Naked ladies.
what is up there.
I get to just watch a four-way going on.
A really
Well, you
gross
could have watched
four-way,
one
no
last
doubt.
night, but you didn't stay at the honeypot, did we?
No, I went out and
Jason, since I had already rolled for it, since I planned on doing it, I got a 23 for athletics to kick the door.
Okay. So,
Everyone's
Gold,
going
as
in.
you are
I'm pulling aggro.
standing up there, you're able to
Just go around the back.
see into that second floor.
Go around the back door.
Just
Waste
see,
the
like-
spell. Say the spell.
I mean, I can invisibility me
Oh, you're gonna go invisible in there?
because that's my thing. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm sorry, dog.
Well, I'm getting the attention of whoever's in there. And you
I'm
guys
sorry,
can-
dog. I'll relax. Watch the big bookies.
Calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the knife.
This is what you see up there.
It's a tablet.
Chill time. Bro.
There is a very, very large table up there with lots and lots of chairs. And and there's
I smell
trash
sweet.
everywhere, as if this room has been just completely
We call it
Just
Dr.
story.
Pepper.
Okay.
Ajax.
Yep, 23 to give that front door the boot.
23 to give the front door the boot.
I will say, if I see him going up to the door, I'm going to back away from the window.
Okay. So Persephone backs away a bit from the window. Ajax, you make your way up to that front door.
Berserk Season 2, clang, clang, clang.
And as you get up to that
Leroy
front
Jenkins.
door, you kick it
Just
open.
front door kick.
You kick that front door open. And
I got my hammer out and I'm like,
Yes, God.
and what you see,
stomp right on it. And take a look around.
come on, you take it.
Sacrificial altar.
What you see in here appears to be some kind of stage in the center of the room,
Stripping pole.
and the rest of the room, there are 2 unlit fireplaces in it. There is broken wood from some, rotted rafters and tables and things like that that have either been broken due to people just being destructive or time itself causing the wear and the entropy that kills it all. And yes, it does look like a typical Motel 6, Aussie, right? The bar itself has pieces of it that have broken away. The entire place just looks trashed.
I'm gonna go in behind Ajax, and I'm gonna see if there's any openings behind the bar to get into the basement.
I
If
thought
there's
you guys went around the back.
I was
Well, no,
trying to
he's-
get to that, but I
he's-
was waiting for everyone else.
he's
to
gonna
get
go to
done.
the back. I'm gonna go check to see if there's a way to get into the basement through the door you just.
Yeah,
came
I'm
in.
going
Okay.
to
So
investigate.
Leon is going to run around towards the back.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself and run around.
Oh, okay. So you're going to cast invisibility and run around
He's
towards the back.
So of course I'd like to move stealthily if you'd allow me.
Yes, roll for stealth. And you get advantage because you're invisible.
Bravo 6 going dog.
For 24.
Okay. And then, Tomer, you said you were going to move up as Ajax kicks open the door.
Yeah, like breach, freaking SWAT style. As soon as he kicks the door in, I'm gonna rush and see if I can get behind the bar and see if there's any way to get to the basement, if there is one. Or I'm gonna investigate to see if there's a way to get into the
Yeah,
basement.
that's what I'm doing right now. I'm investigating to see.
Okay, so you two are moving in to
Oh,
the
yeah.
main floor.
Yes, sir. If possible.
All one motion. I am stepping inside and I'm just going straight.
Daniel
Okay.
is the shield.
I'm
I
gonna-
am the spear.
I'm going to put you both kind of right there. And then, as far as everyone else is concerned, we're going to go around the table. Okay. Because you're running around to the back, it's going to take you a bit, so we're going to go around this way. Gold. You have seen what you have seen on the second floor up here. What is it that you are going to do?
I'm gonna make my way alongside the edge of the room and make my way towards the back, see if there's a way down, or see if there's any hidden compartments or any notable signs that people have been here recently.
Okay, so are you gonna go stealthy, or are you just gonna move along and
I'm just gonna move along.
you're gonna move on? Okay, since you are attempting to kind of investigate as you go, I'll ask for an investigation check as you make your way through here, kind of looking for any possible secret doors, secret compartments, any signs of people who are currently there, anything like that. What did you get?
60.
You make your way all the way towards the back. You do see there are some double doors back here. There's also this broken down section of wall which you can see out into the back here, where there is some kind of back raised deck and broken very much. And just looking through here, you can tell, okay, those double doors go out to that. Doesn't look to be in the best condition, but you figure you could kind of make your way along the platform if you needed to.
Is that
Uh,
Leon over there?
He's invisible, you don't see him.
Well, no, I just make sure
Yes.
like there wasn't some bad guy. We
Yeah,
didn't.
no, that is Leon.
Bad guy.
You
don't
can't
get
see
suspicious
me!
like Leon.
That is Leon.
Could
But
be a bad guy.
Bad
That's a
As
weird
far as-
upside down
as-
angle for me.
Evil
as far as you can tell, as you're going through, there doesn't seem to be any indication that anything in this upper floor has been touched in a long time. In fact, as you're walking through, the thing that stands out to you most is every step you take, you are making a new footprint in a fairly thick layer of dust. There are cobwebs all around, untouched, and the rest of the area just seems to be just a thick layer of dust over everything that is undisturbed. And it is your footprints alone that are new in this environment. Okay. Perception.
I'm gonna play lookout.
Okay.
So I would like to perch right between the window and the door there.
So like right over
Yep,
here,
up against the wall.
up against the wall.
Yep, looking out.
Spread 'em.
I'm also going to message Gold again. How's
Yep.
the second floor looking, my man?
Completely vacant.
Ah,
No signs of life for a very long time.
perfect. We're doing great.
Okay.
And then this, I'm gonna just check.
Okay. Now I will move back to Tomer and Ajax, since you're both said you're kind of doing the same thing and you're both right together.
Goon Squad.
So you guys, your goal is exactly what?
I'm gonna investigate to see if there's any way to get to the lower level, if there's a basement.
I'm going to investigate if there's any signs of similar occurrences from what we've seen so far.
What do you mean by similar occurrences?
like any of the blood or anything, any signs of
struggles.
I don't think that there'd be any signs of struggle, but I'm still going to look for it.
Okay, so 2 separate, straight
Yes.
investigation checks, one for each.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't even know to look for a bottom floor yet. I didn't find shit.
We've been in a lot of
What'd
bars.
you get?
A 5.
16 plus 4.
Okay, so it's not hard with even a 5 to notice that, like gold found on the upper floor, this entire place seems to have a layer of dust in it, but there is footprints. They are pretty obvious.
I'm going to follow them, and I'm going to Tomer.
And Tomer, with yours, before he even notices the footprints, you've already spotted them, estimated where they go, and they look like they go right behind the bar, which is where you see there is, in the floor, a hatch, a double door hatch that opens up, which you assume leads to some kind of root cell.
So I'm just like, I see the beginning of the trail, I'm like, hey, Tomer, and you're like way ahead of you.
hey. Persephone.
You're already opening the fucking
So
doors like
before
you're coming.
we get to that point, I'm just gonna like not shout, but like
Well, I will say, after a while, I'm gonna message the boy to see how first
talk
floor is
loud
going,
enough so
too.
Persephone can hear me if she's still outside. I don't know if she's still there or not. Hey,
We
we found them. They're gonna be in the basement. Let everybody else know.
We don't know if they're there. We found a basement.
Now, that's your guys' turn.
Yep.
Leon,
Alright.
you have made it to the back of the building. As far as you know, you are unseen. And what you see is the back of the building seems to be an outdoor area enclosed by a fence, which in a couple different places is completely broken down. But there is also a walkway that is clearly part of it that leads to a back door to the building itself.
I want to check that well and then.
Okay, what are you looking for at the well?
Oh, see, we found a well in a very suspicious location. Earlier in the campaign, that happened to be the first time we found the root. I want to
Okay.
see if there's anything like that.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an investigation check.
9.
As far as you can tell, it is just a well.
Alright.
And in fact, it seems like it hasn't been used in a while, as the mechanism to turn down the winch to turn down the bucket looks very rusted, as if it hasn't been used.
Yeah, can we make it a little colder in here, please?
We pretty much got it as cold as it goes.
I will happily switch sides with you if
If
you
you-
are hot.
If you open up that curtain a little bit, that might help. And we'll go with that. It'll add a little bit more noise, but it'll hopefully cool it down.
Switch sides with you if you want. Oh.
Alright, and then like I said, I'm gonna head to the door.
Okay. So then you head to the door. Are you going to attempt to open the door?
Yes.
Okay. The door actually opens easily,
Yay, no resistance.
and you can see through to the back, which what looks like a kitchen area. Nothing is really there. There's some old sacks of grain. You can smell the mildew on them. They've obviously been spoiled. Even just kind of peeking through the door, you can see there are some old barrels. Some are broken. Some are sealed. Who knows what the contents is inside and whether or not it's any good anymore. You also can get a clear look at the hatch in the floor that now both Tomer and Ajax have moved up to discover.
Do I see either Tomer or Ajax?
Yes. They're up by the hatch.
Alright. I'm just gonna kind of make a over here, because I know they can't see me. So.
Yeah. Your passive perception, you wouldn't even be looking for Leon, so your passive perception is nowhere near what his hide was. So yeah, you didn't even know it was.
What? Did you say that? It's over here. It's Leon.
I'm invisible.
Okay, so now go back around, gold.
let's see, I've made it down to the balcony, and I didn't see a way down, like a staircase or anything, right?
Actually, yes, there is a staircase over here.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead, head down that staircase, and I would see that the door's open.
Yep.
Basically follow that in.
Yep, that is not a problem. So
Visible
you do
footsteps.
you do
in
just
the
that
dust.
as you move and practically bump into Leon. You're both now just inside the door. Anything else?
I'll get combat ready.
Okay.
Draw my bow.
Persephone, you heard the whisperings from from
Quiet
Ajax and
around here.
Tomer.
I guess I will message Tomer since I think I heard him first. What's the game plan?
Get inside right now. We found them.
I will casually stroll my way
No
inside.
casual
Just
shit.
skipping.
So eventually you just kind of lollygag your way over towards the hatch, as do the rest of you, kind of getting ready. And I need perception checks from you. And
6.
17.
Also 17.
25.
okay,
Jesus fucking Christ.
all right. So
Yeah, he's Mr.
That's
Eyes.
right.
the only one above 20 was you. This is actually hearing. As you hear, muffled and very quiet, but from below, what sounds like chanting. You can't make it. You can't make Bolaram, 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 Sularam. But you have no idea what's being said. But there's chanting.
Blink.
Okay. All out.
If we're opening things.
I'll allow you to use
What
your
does Blink
eyes.
do?
I'm gonna.
So, with
It
my,
Makes me possibly
Make sure
easier
you-
to
make
not
sure you
forget.
mark off
No, I'm
spells.
about to.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for stealth and try to very quietly open up these cellar door or
Okay.
cellar
Let me take
doors.
point.
So at this point,
Roll for initiative.
we'll know what are all of you. How are all of you going to handle this? Gold is clearly going to. He's like shh, and he's going to stealth the door. Are all of you attempting to be stealthy?
I am
I
not. I assume everyone else is.
I am.
Well, I guess let me.
I assume they don't got an exit besides this one. Let me
I
take
am
one.
not currently in this plane.
Okay.
I have disadvantage on spell.
Still have
If we
to
can
try to be
surprise
stealthy
them
if you're going to be
before
stealthy.
even needing you to go down there, I
Yes.
think that'd be more beneficial.
However, I'm not in this plane.
Would you like me to stay?
I understand that.
But I will still
I'm gonna leave a
stealthy
window for you to just
with
run
a
in.
19 plus something.
But I want to see what's going on first.
You have me roll as well?
See if we even need
Everybody.
to go down there.
23
Fair
still.
enough.
You have advantage because of invisible.
I got a 19.
Okay.
27.
So
19.
23.
19.
I didn't roll. I'm not trying.
you're not trying. Okay.
I want to shave him.
Okay. So
But I am going to stay put for you.
you're gonna just stay put, but you're not being stealthy about it. So you're like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm right here."
Well, I'm not shouting.
I know. I'm just.
He
wondering.
tells me that. I assume he whispers and I'm not.
Okay. Fair enough. So the hatch is now open. Are you going in? Standing there? What are you doing?
Inform us, invisible man. What's down there?
I'll just
Whisper, whisper, because you can't see me.
Yeah, and don't actually whisper because then you're not heard. So you can just pretend.
Not true.
Yeah.
So now being on the plane of
I am
existence,
whispering to them.
I would love to go down.
Okay. So you do.
I suppose the two of us will go down then.
You're not on this plane of existence.
No, I blinked into another plane temporarily.
So
Is it still the same then?
Yes. So it's have you seen Stranger Things?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then I got nothing.
Parallel universe. Yeah.
Still in the same universe, but
So you
it's
have
not-
down there.
So the people down there
And
could
I- like I
possibly
said, I
be
follow
friendly.
Yep.
The people are still there. Everything is still
Leon
there.
Hop's down
I'm
there.
just
That's cool.
it's shadow bullshit.
I'll hop down there
So?
too. Why not?
So
You will.
Sure.
Okay.
You know what?
You already moved my mini. It's fine.
Send your werewolf boy's ass down
Okay.
in there, dog.
Alright, so we're not waiting to get anything. We're just all storming the fucking castle.
I'm waiting for a cue from Gold since he told me he had a plan and I trust him.
Okay, so you're just gonna stand there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna be ready in a moment.
We need backup.
He'll close the gate and walk out the door.
I'm gonna very slowly make
You
my
go,
way
mm,
forward
no.
just to get a read on things.
Okay, so
How
Leon,
far down is that ladder, by the way?
that's about 10 feet.
Is that enough
It's
for full
one
damage?
floor.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
One floor.
Jump and no fall damage. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do
So
this.
Leon, you're
Cannibal.
making your way with the hatch open, and you four down there. The chanting now is clearly audible to everyone. You don't know what the hell they're saying. You kind of might, but it's still it's arcane in nature.
It's not infernal by chance?
Nope, it's arcane. Just arcane language.
Magical words.
Leon, you said you're kind of sneaking around.
Yeah, I want to see what's up ahead.
All right.
Ahead.
So what you see as you look ahead.
He's blurry.
Hold on, let me.
Accursed depth of field.
Yep.
My immersion.
Damn depth of field.
He's dramatic.
But as you look, what you see is you see 3 elven women. Give me a perception check.
I love those.
What
I
elven
love
women
those.
don't
23.
23. Nice. Okay, so here is what you find out with a 23.
Good dice.
Okay. You notice 3 elven women that are standing around a circle.
Yep.
All 3 of them are very beautiful. One with golden hair and blue eyes, one with red hair, kind of emerald eyes, and one with brown hair and brown eyes, wearing fairly nice looking dresses, all holding bowls aloft and chanting. Okay? You also notice they are standing around some kind of circle
With the
drawn
door open,
on the
can I
ground
hear chanting?
in what looks like blood.
Yeah, you can.
There are also symbols inside the circle. Symbols that look awfully familiar to the ones that were on the paper.
Yeah.
They are also appear to be drawn in blood. And then there are candles outlining the ring, the circle around the symbols in the center. Okay. You also notice in the far corner. Where is it? Did it go away? It may have gone away. I have to check something. So sad.
Is that a banana?
Replace that.
Like the worst banana I've ever seen. It's game time. Bravo 6 got a knock. Open it hurt me. World of
Aha.
difference. It's nice.
Fucking freezing.
It's not as cool as the swamp.
I agree, it's freezing.
Yeah, I can
Give you my
actually feel
jacket
it, so
if
I
you
assume
I can give you my jacket.
you less warm beings.
You want to keep the same seat or
Or
swap
bunch of
seats? 'Cause
Okay.
I get no AC over here.
Here we go. You also see
It's inside out.
in this
Way around.
in this back corner there is a body. That body is laying there motionless, and you see a pool of blood and streaks of blood that look like they are coming that are around that body and coming from near the circle itself.
Jacket, put on what you want.
Alright.
Additionally, as the girls are chanting, they are. I mentioned they were in dresses. That's just because that's what pictured there. Forgot to say, they aren't in dresses. In what you see, they are butt naked.
Butt
Megan.
And they have those same kind of warped, twisted, arcane symbols painted all over their bodies in blood.
Fucking whore.
They're chanting and holding these bowls aloft. The bowls themselves, you just catch in the candlelight a glint of what looks like the root in the bowls. And as you are observing this, they are chanting these words over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden they stop and take a drink from the bowl.
Can I real quick just cast Dispel Magic?
Unfortunately, this is happening as you're
Goddamn.
all too quickly. They drink from the bowls.
No. Having just too much.
I'm going to ask you for one other check.
Okay.
Initiative.
No.
In this house, we fucking
No.
mother.
That's where I gotta make another wisdom save.
I'm going to ask you for an insight check.
Insight? Oh boy, okay.
Not 20, 22.
As you
It
watch
actually
them,
worked.
they are.
Can't argue
You
with
get the
rules.
impression that they are clearly enraptured in what they are doing. They are so focused on it. And as they drink from those bowls, and then they drop them, all of you, including you, even though you're up because the hatch
I'm
is
still
open,
waiting patiently for a cue.
you hear all three of them almost simultaneously go, ah! And drop to their knees. And they begin screaming and moaning in pain.
Should have done that.
And I hop down at this moment.
Okay? So, where's my cursor? Ajax, I'm going to grab you.
Do the fast, like, slide down the ladder.
The Dark Souls
Yeah.
ladder.
Tumbles.
He's got a good grip, I assume.
I figured as much.
I hope he wouldn't just fall straight on his back.
Oh, my back.
Oh, there he is. He's
There
behind
it
that
is.
wall. As soon as I hear Ajax coming down, I'm going into werewolf form.
Alright, so Ajax, you are now down there as well.
Yeah, my instruction was to charge in when I get the
Get the
signal,
signal.
so I
Okay?
am going to
Assume that was the signal.
yeah.
Okay, so you move this way.
That's
And I'm gonna go in
You're
werewolf
going to
form.
werewolf form. Are you also moving that way? Actually, that was you I grabbed by
Yeah.
accident. Here's Ajax. So you move this way. You move into werewolf form. Are you also going to move that way?
Yeah, I'm moving that way on the other side.
Like over
Right
here?
there. Yeah.
Okay. Gold.
I will be following them as well.
Okay. So
I
like
say
right back
coming
here.
through in case my invisible friend is
So
about
like
to
right
get
back here,
bulldozed.
or further up, where you want to go?
That's fine. Yeah.
Perception.
I'm walking through the wall because I'm not on the plane.
Okay, so you walk straight through the wall.
Yep.
So you end up
Motherfucking Persephone, not
On
on
the
this
other
motherfucking
side.
plane.
This is a
I'm no
perfect
fucking
combo.
time for your planes.
as there is like trash everywhere.
Yeah, that's.
So you're just kind of amongst the
I
trash
mean, I
there.
can stand
I'm the
out
trash
in the
man.
trash.
Yeah,
but
but-
I come out
Okay.
and I throw trash all over the room.
Yeah.
And then I start eating
As-
garbage.
Nobody wants to see that.
As that happens, and you guys are standing there, and you're hearing these screams and groans of pain from these women. The other things that you notice is that looking around this scene, you're kind of catching this at a glance as you all now see it. There are various concoctions and things hanging by chains from the ceiling. Things like parts of animals, weird bundles of herbs, bottles that contain weird colored liquids that you can see through the glass, as well as candles placed all around the room. All of it looks very haphazard, except to you, Leon, as you know a little bit about Arcana. It's deliberate. This is some ritual that they are performing. But as this happens and they begin screaming and groaning in pain, you actually see the blonde woman's face kind of lift up as she's clenched in this just death grip of pain, holding her stomach. You see her arm, like, bubbling and more morphing and turning black. And she looks at the other two and says, "He lied! He lied to us!"
Real quick, while I'm moving up, I would like to cast Bless on myself, predicting, because I heard the scream.
You can cast Bless on you and several other.
Ooh, that is true.
What
Apple
is-
brother out.
Bless
I will
is
allow
not,
that.
like-
But at this time, in this house, we
Roll
for initiative!
Okay. As things happen.
So I'm gonna hit. Let's see. Tomer already rolls like a god, so I'm gonna hit you and you.
I don't think you can target me.
I can't. Oh,
He's
that's right. You're invisible.
and I'm not on this plane.
You two.
Shut up.
They're the
Be
only
blessed.
two you can
Let
see.
me see real quick.
Papa be blessed.
You bless.
Okay, it doesn't say you have to see them.
But you
Your
gotta
choice
at
with
least know
range.
where they are, aren't they?
Just says of your choice within range.
Now, we're
Aw.
now
Oh,
just
look,
so you know,
your
we're going.
girlfriend gave you advantage, according to chat.
That don't count.
Now we're going into initiative for this. However, something else does technically happen before you actually start fighting.
Wisdom save.
Cry.
Is it
Everybody cry.
Satanus?
As you're all looking at this and you hear that he lied to us.
Yeah, no shit, boo-boo.
So I was able to cast that before combat, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
cool.
allowing that. As you hear that and hear the he lied to us. All of a sudden, what happens is a kind of a popping sound with a burst of flame in the middle of this circle, smoke, and a strong smell of sulfur. As you see what looks like a human male, very handsome, and with very strangely familiar features.
God, he's so hot and
You
he's
said-
that
Whoa,
stupid
whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's the
fucking
same sentence
dome.
used for a half elf before, right?
That
Is it?
stupid motherfucker.
Is it who I think it is?
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
It
Is
is.
it his,
Don't know. I don't know who you think it is.
is it his trainee?
No.
Oh,
No,
no.
it's that stupid fucking dwarf we
Swing
saw
and a
back in
miss.
Vampire Town who's been taunting us.
That's what I told Daniel. I was like, it's gotta be the dude with the vampire girl that drugged
Yeah,
me.
That's what
definitely
I asked
who it is.
originally. Like, do we think it's the same guy in the cave?
Yes, is the answer. It's Mr. Doucheman himself.
Douche man.
We got the
No,
trash
no,
man,
no, no,
Dr.
no,
Douche
no,
man.
no, no,
Who's
no,
next?
The dead man once we're done with him.
Damn right.
No.
Whoa!
So who are you in with Bless?
And so
You and you.
And what does that do
Haha, you were
specifically
no
again?
longer blessed.
I don't need
Well,
to be
you
blessed.
couldn't. You
I've
could
got blood and
only.
anime on my side.
The power
Yeah.
of God in it.
You
Yeah,
can
no.
keep that. Do it every time until my
Yeah, I'd actually
concentration is
be-
broken.
okay.
The only two you can see are these two.
Yeah,
You
okay,
can't
but
bless either
again,
one of us.
I just pointed out the fact that you don't have to see
Of my
them.
choice. Probably not you
Oh.
because you're not on the plane.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
count.
Never
now,
mind.
You already
Just
rolled
as-
like an
as he
absolute god,
pops
so I
into
chose this.
existence, and he sees you guys kind of poking around the corner here.
How much do you want to bet he can see through my invisibility?
Oh, I can
I was
see
gonna
your
bet
plain
he just
bullshit
does
too.
fireball.
He looks at all of you and he says, "Ah, perfect timing. I couldn't have planned this better. Excellent. I'm so glad you could come. You have been fucking with my plans, and I don't like that.
Sounds like you've been fucking with your own plans.
So
Sounds like you got a small dick.
Sounds
I-
like you're the one coming.
What? Tomer, what does that have to do with anything?
So
I
I
don't know, I'm just
arranged,
getting pumped.
I arranged this little rendezvous. I thought it would be fun to see what would happen, and well, I figured you would come along if I just dangled bait of helpless maidens in front of you.
You could have just sent a letter.
But I did.
Dumbass says what?
Huh?
Shit, he's good.
Nice, nice try, half-breed.
Move.
Fuck this
Nice
kid.
try, no breed.
Oh!
I think
I
he
can
has the
assure you
free.
the women here, well,
That's not
let's just say
fair.
plenty of breeding has happened.
I heard you got a small package, bro.
Anyway,
Why are you obsessed
I've
with this cock?
dilly-dallied long enough.
I need something to make fun of
Can
him.
like, is he clearly
Let me
looking
have
at
this.
me?
The man's perfect.
He's looking at all of you.
So
and
he
goes-
yes,
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Me
And
as
he-
well in the other plane.
Yeah,
Fuck my
and
life.
What is
He-
happening? He can see us?
Yeah.
yeah, and he says,
Good thing I'm not trying to hide.
and he says, I suppose since you're going to die anyway, I might as well have a little bit of fun myself. As he transforms into his true form,
Oh.
you see a demon appearing before you.
Let's get serious.
His voice changes, and he says, my dears, at this point, you are all focused on him. You see that during his little speech, the girls who have continued to moan and groan in pain
Not be
have
happy,
been
yeah.
transforming.
He got a bat.
He got that cake.
You see
Go cat. FR.
them turn into these
Oh, shit.
grotesque creatures. And they now all turn towards facing you. And he says, my dearies, would you be so kind as to kill at least one of them? All of them, if you prefer. Oh, and, honey, you hear a voice from behind you.
Is that goddamn vampire bitch?
And you see
No!
as you turn around, the governess appears
Flashbacks!
behind you.
Flashbacks, PTSD.
It was a really bad fight.
You see her for a split second kind of go out of existence and then back,
Bro, me
as at the
too.
same time you hear the cellar doors slam shut.
Bro, me.
So she fast. Want to see you run to that rock?
He
And
wants
then-
to
Want to
do
see you
it
do it
again.
again?
And he says, thank you, honey. Have fun, my dear. I will see all of you later.
Then why did you bother
Hell.
transforming?
Before he
I
runs
thought it was
away,
fun just to see your faces.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I won't lie. It's pretty awesome.
Before he does a runaway,
Mhm.
in his demon form, do I recognize him?
Absolutely.
Alright, we're the
Do
shot.
I?
He's a lesser.
Absolutely not.
I was
Do
saying, if I
I?
don't recognize. Oh, never mind.
No.
Never mind.
Awesome.
Race, you think all demons just know each other?
And-
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
You know
There's
what?
like two of them.
Wait.
Persephone
You
and
know
that
what,
guy.
Persephone?
Oh my
Actually,
God.
I'm gonna
It's
give
true.
you
I fucking
This is gonna be
could.
difficult.
All demons
That's
do just know
fine.
each other.
a wisdom save, but it is a very difficult wisdom save.
Wow.
Natural 20.
That's a 6?
Never
No.
mind.
No,
You
Not
died on
at
the
all.
spot.
not at all.
Nope. Worth the
And-
shot, though.
It's
Is he,
more
run-
like
is he
five.
running away?
And he
All
says,
your skin disappears.
"Bye, everybody."
Why don't you fight like a man?
Because I'm not a man.
Because
I'm a
I'm
demon.
androgynous.
You a
Boom,
bitch is
gone.
what you are.
And he poofs out again, fire, smoke, and the smell of sulfur. As he is gone. That's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Come on!
Oh, come on.
Sorry,
Why have me roll for
Come
initiative
on.
then?
just because I would like to know what your numbers are. I will put them in real quick.
The
so
witch
I
is
have-
mine.
So
I
what was yours?
Roll for
13 for gold.
17.
17 for Tomer.
15.
15 for Persephone.
pretty sure it was a 7.
7 for Ajax.
17.
17 for Leon. And who's got the better dex?
Definitely me.
What's your dexterity?
18.
Higher.
Yep.
Hi.
Yep. That is higher than Tomer's dex by a lot. So okay, so you guys, boom, this is all set and started. So
How the hell are we gonna save them now? We're just gonna kill them.
so that is it for tonight. We will see. Again, we already have our game scheduled next week, Saturday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and join us for the battle that the Blue Devils must now deal with against what used to be the innocent young girls that they were there to find, but are now something completely different, as well as an old nemesis from their past, the governess.
Kill that bitch.
Oh no! I'm gonna kill her.
We're gonna kill her.
No, I'm
No,
gonna.
we're gonna kill
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ape shit on her ass.
Teamwork.
Fine.
It does have the dream.
We hope you guys had a good time,
I want the final kill.
and we will see you next time. And I gotta switch to this because unfortunately there is a delay, and I cannot cut it off until the delay is done. So we'll say later, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.